What's going on, everybody? So I had a couple things come in today and I felt like, why not just do it live? Why bother recording? I didn't release a video today. Late yesterday afternoon, I released my 15 favorite oud fragrances in my collection. Make sure to check that video out if you haven't checked it out just yet. And had a small indie company reach out to me recently, that's friends with Niles, City Rhythm Fragrances, one of my favorite little indie brands, called Optic Arts. Actually jumped in one of the recent live streams, actually. And let's see, why is the comments not coming up? That's kind of weird. Very, very strange that it's not coming up. So, oh well. But anyways, he actually sent over his fragrance called Hades. So very similar presentation to what Niles uses as well. So I haven't smelled it yet. I did pull it out the box. And I placed an order with Steve, Kingdom Fragrances, to grab a fragrance that my son requested for Christmas. And I mean, I can't order from Kingdom Fragrances without getting myself something. And I want to start getting the flankers for Stronger With You. So he had Stronger With You freeze. So I said, why the hell not? I ended up not buying anything the rest of the year. So this is the one thing I'm buying for the rest of the year, for the month, as far as fragrances. So we're going to bust this open and smell it for the first time, because I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard it kind of smells like Invictus mixed with Stronger With You, just a fresher version of Stronger With You. A lot of people saying it's underwhelming. I've heard a lot of different things. So let me move this over here to this screen. Let me turn it on so I can see the comments from you guys. I've heard a lot of different things, so figured why not. Let's see, do cherry fragrances next. I actually don't have a ton of cherry fragrances. Only have so many. Authenticity Perfumes, that's some good stuff, speaking of indie houses. So since I already have, well, we'll go with Stronger With You freeze first. Might as well, since it's on the marquee and the title, might as well go with the more known fragrance before we dive into the indie stuff. So get that out the way. And I absolutely love the original Stronger With You. I've heard Absolutely is absolutely incredible. I do plan on getting that at some point, and Intensely and so on. But here we go, the Frosted Glass. Frosted Glass is always cool looking on a bottle. So let's see. What was the fragrance he wanted for Christmas? He asked for either Dolce & Gabbana, the one EDP, or Wanted by Night. So I grabbed him Wanted by Night. Steve had them for $40 for 100 ml. So it was a great price. So I went ahead and scooped it up. That does smell familiar. Definitely smells like what are independent fragrance houses. That's what independent. The paper, it's kind of falling flat on the paper, honestly. I'll just spray my hand, screw it. So screw the test strips. I guess we're going to use each hand. Yeah, it was a damn good price. That's why I went ahead. Indie does comply with IFRA if they're a good indie house. So that is not true, because typically, every indie fragrance company that I deal with do follow the IFRA regulations. So I always ask about that when they reach out to me. So that is not an accurate statement, my friend. Okay, so this is actually pretty nice. I can see where people would say it has a little bit of an Invictus similarity up top, but not much. Honestly, I don't think it's much. It's definitely, yeah, see, there's Icon de Parfum, one of the indie houses I deal with, right there to answer that. Jay, thank you. I appreciate you jumping in and saying that. So I find this is actually a little bit spicier than I anticipated. It's actually quite spicy on my skin. Has a little bit of a bubblegummy smell to it, but much spicier than I anticipated. I was not expecting it to be this spicy, honestly. It's not bad. I do think the original is a better fragrance, for sure. And like I said, I've heard Absolutely is incredible. So, I mean, I have to get that one next. I haven't tried Leather. I haven't tried Intensely. Hi from the UK. How are you? Appreciate you stopping in, Sam. So this is definitely not as powerful as the original Stronger With You. It's It's spicy, but not super warm. It's more on the fresh spicy side, whereas it's a lot more warming and a little bit drier, honestly, with the original Stronger With You. This is nice, though. This still doesn't strike me as something I would want to wear in high heat, though. I don't see this being a great fragrance for the summer. I'm not saying you can't wear it if you're, indoors most of your day. Absolutely. But if you're outside in, the Gulf Coast region where it's super humid and hot, it's crazy hot during the summer. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to wear this in the summer. Stronger With You Freeze. I picked this up from Steve at Kingdom Fragrances. I was picking up, my stepson asked for a new fragrance. He wanted another bottle as one of his Christmas presents, and he requested either Wanted by Night, because one of his friends had it and he likes it, or another bottle of Dolce & Gabbana, the one EDP. So I went ahead and mixed it up for him. Since he hasn't had Wanted by Night, I grabbed him Wanted by Night, and I can't order from Steve and not get something for myself. I saw he had this. I forgot exactly how much it was, but I mean, if you order from Steve, he's always got awesome prices. So I mean, I just ended up having to get myself something. So this is my first flanker of Stronger With You, because I enjoy the original so much. It's time to start diving into the others. It is softening up quite a bit, so performance is, I don't think it's going to be as good. I'm not saying it won't stay for a good amount of time, but projection's fading, or I'm having some olfactory fatigue pretty quickly. But I tend to, unless it's an Ambroxan bomb, I usually don't have severe olfactory fatigue quickly. So the most standout is the leather. And I'm sure all of them are good, to be honest with you. This is probably the most underwhelming. I know that's kind of what the rating it gets is. It's the least liked of the group, and it's not a bad fragrance. The original is just so good. I could see all of the flankers being good. Leather intensely, and I've heard, like I said, I've heard wonderful things about Absolutely. My buddy Kareem, Smell of Truth, shout out to you if you happen to see this. I've heard it's incredible by him. Let's see. Let me catch up. Seriously digging Lacoste style in red. Play. Haven't tried that. Dark Rebel. Yeah, that's incredible. That's super masculine. Boozy leather, smoky, a lot of castoreum. It's got this animalic nature to it. Damn good fragrance. Of all of them, Absolutely is close to the original with the sweetness toned down. If you're expecting a boozy note from the run, it's short-lived. Okay. I'm mainly looking for like the richness, kind of like how the Most Wanted is. I've heard they're kind of similar, to be honest with you. Let's see, the most standouts: leather, extremely humid. Rock the OG to go out tonight. Excellent, excellent, excellent choice. I almost sprayed that on as my scent of the evening last night. I actually pulled the bottle out and sniffed the cap. I almost sprayed it on. I may wear this out the shower this evening. I'm going to be taking a shower in a little while. This isn't bad, but it's not great. If I had to throw a number at it, I would say it's like a 6.5 out of 10 type of fragrance, where it's good. 6.5. It's a good fragrance, but it's not a great fragrance. There's definitely better in the line just based on the original. Clifton, how are you, my man? The original is definitely better than this. I would say get the original over getting this, but I will wear this. Like I said, 6.5 out of 10. It's decent. Not bad. I don't mind it. I don't love it, though, to be honest. Now, let's check out Hades. So I have no idea what the notes are. Optic Arts, Hades. If I can get the camera to focus, that would just be fantastic. There we go. So pretty much the same presentation that Niles uses, minus the wax seal up top. Same bottles. Get a close-up of the sticker. So Hades, based on the Greek mythology. So this ought to be interesting. You got in your nose on Baldur Serini Ultimate? No, I have not. It's cheaper and smells very expensive. Actually similar to Wanted by Night. I'm sure you'll like Absolutely. I'm pretty confident I'll like Absolutely. It's redundant except for collectors. Oh, okay. But yeah, it's one that I'm going to roll the dice on. I won't sample it before I buy it. You guys, if you're familiar with me in this channel, for those of you that are in the chat and watching now, I just roll the dice most of the time. Ooh. That's different. So, same magnetic caps. Ooh. Smoky resin, dark. Out of left field. I had no idea what to expect. I was anticipating some kind of freshness up top, maybe. No, this is a dark-ass fragrance. Shout out to you for recommending those Abercrombie fragrances. Yeah, I love that line. Grab Cologne. So cologne is very polarizing. A lot of people don't care for it. And that's actually like my favorite from the house. Honestly, I love cologne. This is smoky, like an actual smoke accord, not incense either. Dark, ashy, resinous. Definitely smells like some leather. This is an acquired taste fragrance. This is not for everybody. Hades from Optic Arts. Okay, I'm curious now. So let's do this. Let me head over to the Instagram account. Let's go to Optic Arts. And let's see, where's Hades? Where is Hades? He's got a lot of fragrances. Wow, yeah, he's got a lot of fragrances. So Hades was his first release. Top notes of raspberry, blood orange, black pepper. Mid note is 2x tobacco. So I'm guessing a double dose of tobacco, whatever oil they use. I could see that it's super earthy. Jasmine, cognac, frankincense, which it's overrun with the frankincense. It smells more like a smoke accord than actual incense. And spices. Base notes of amber, vetiver, sandalwood, and musk. So of this note breakdown, pepper, tobacco, frankincense, and spice scream at me. I mean, there's a lot of frankincense in here. If you like frankincense bombs, you might like Hades. This is different. Very niche. Quality's definitely there. It's popping off my skin. So Corey, with Freeze, I think it's like a 6.5 out of 10. It's fresher. It's spicier than I expected, but more so fresh spicy than the warmth of the original Stronger With You. It's pleasant. It's mass appealing. It's a little bit more mass appealing than the original, honestly. I definitely see this as the daytime version, but performance seems a bit more subdued. It's toned down a lot really fast on my skin. Zaharoff Noxos and Initio Psychedelic Love. Interesting layering combo. I don't know about this one. I don't know if I'd ever wear this, to be completely honest with you. You gotta, and look, I like incense, but I feel like it's too much. It's got a strong resinous quality, even though there's no resins in the actual note breakdown. It's very, very resinous and crazy smoky. I don't know. We'll chat for a little while and we'll check back on it in a little bit. The opening's very harsh, not synthetic harsh, like punch you in the face with smokiness, you know? I don't know. We'll hold off on that for a little while and we'll just shoot the breeze for a little bit. So let me, yeah, that was the Stronger With You test strip. So let me catch back up. UFC starts shortly. Send you Hades. I'll definitely send you a decan if you want it, Clifton. It's interesting. Which is better, 1 million Privé or 1 million Lucky? That comes down to taste, because 1 million Privé is a cinnamon tobacco fragrance, and Lucky is all about honey, plum, and hazelnut. It's much sweeter. So that just comes down to taste. One's not better than the other. They're both great. Let's see. Hey, Ross, what up? Look good lifting weights. Just started back up. Yeah, I know. I'm glad you're out the hospital now, Robert. It's good to hear, man. Glad you're back in the gym. Sounds like an Avon fragrance. Which fragrance sounds like an Avon fragrance? Is it Newport Harsh? Man, I haven't smoked a Newport in years. I quit smoking a few years ago, and I haven't smoked Newports in a long, long time. I smoked Marlboro for most of my cigarette smoking career. Lucky's a lady killer. Lucky is my preference. Yeah, if I had to pick between the two, if I could only keep one, that's pretty damn hard because I really like both. I would have to lean to Privé because it is one of my favorite designer tobaccos, honestly. But it's really hard to pick between the two because Lucky's just such a damn good fragrance. It really is. It's a great sweet fragrance. Lamborghini Millennial. So it's nothing special, Wilson. I wouldn't say it's something that's a must grab, even at the $13, $14, $15. It's okay. I think the better fragrance to look for is First Instinct Together from Abercrombie and Fitch. It smells very similar to it, and honestly, First Instinct Together is a little bit better. It lasts a little bit longer. Neither one of them are performance beasts by any means, but at least you get some pretty good projection with First Instinct Together. Spice Bomb Extreme or Infrared for my first Spice Bomb as a blind buy? Well, the safer bet is Spice Bomb Extreme. That's really a can't go wrong spot to start with the line because it's the most highly touted, hype beast, beloved of the entire line. That's probably the safer bet. As long as you're good with sweet spice, that would be the way to go because it's definitely a little bit sweeter than Infrared. Infrared's a bit more aromatic and red hot. Great. Awesome addition to the line, but I think Extreme's probably the better spot to start. Lucky and Privé are keepers. Yeah, I completely agree, Clifton. I completely agree. That's it's hard to pick between the two because they're the same line, but they're such different fragrances at the same time. So it's kind of hard to pick between the two. Okay. Okay. So I wonder why the comments aren't showing up on here. That's interesting. Huh, I don't know. That's why I have to have it pulled up over here. Very weird. Did you hear Sauvage Elixir is sold out completely in the US and Europe as of now? No, that is breaking news for me. I'm not surprised, though. It's gotten so much love. I mean, there's some people that don't like it and don't understand why the people that do like it, like myself, speak so highly of it, but I could see it selling out pretty quickly. I think it's a damn good fragrance. It really is. Night Vision EDP over Infrared. Yeah, that is better than Infrared. But I feel like that's more of an acquired taste than Infrared, honestly, because Infrared fits that evening wear type of thing, whereas you got a lot of creaminess and pistachio and almond and all these different nutty notes that add this creaminess to it while still having that kind of Invictus smell that Night Vision was known for. It's incredible, but I could see not everybody coming around to that one. As far as the average consumer, fragrance enthusiasts, yeah, they're going to like Night Vision EDP more, but the average consumer I could see liking Infrared a little bit more. Just my personal take on it. U-Balm Ice is indeed very, very nice. So my guy just ordered the Blue Beast. Can't wait to get the full bottle. I haven't even finished my decant. When you say Blue Beast, that could be a couple different things. Which Blue Beast? That could be a couple different fragrances. Momentum Intense. So I've never tried Momentum Intense. I have Momentum Unlimited, which is very, very fresh, light blue fragrance. Yes, Dior Homme Intense and Dior Homme Parfum, I'm assuming you mean the Homme line, are fairly different. I agree because the balance is completely different on them. One's a heavy leather fragrance. The other one's a very sweet fragrance. So, yeah, that Dior Homme Intense versus Parfum. Parfum every time. For me personally, I love Intense, but I love Parfum more. The Parfum's one of the greatest fragrances ever created, in my opinion. With Guerlain, the only stuff I've dove into is the L'Homme Ideal line, so I can't really speak outside of that. Interlude Man. Oh yeah, Interlude Man is. I can't get down with the oregano. I do like the 53 Extrait better than the original, but it's still not anything I want to get a full bottle of. So I'm missing a few. Hold on, let me catch back up. Alexandria's version is next. It was sold out already, and it had a 3-week wait list. I guess it's back in stock now as far as Alexandria's version. That's really the way to go. If you can't get Dior Sauvage Elixir for a deal, get Alexandria's version. It's close enough from start to finish, and it performs just as well. The quality's about what and what, because Sauvage Elixir is not niche level. As far as the quality of oils, it's still a designer. So Alexandria can absolutely capture that quality. You know what I mean? And I think they did. Put your bike away in the winter out there. Yes, I haven't completely put it away yet because we only got a little bit of snow once so far. I still have a couple of days that, low 50s, high 40s that I still ride to the gym. First Instinct's a great gym scent. Yes, very good. Have a nice, spicy, dark date night winter fragrances, but what would you recommend as the best floral fragrance for men? The single best, that's tough to narrow down because there's a lot of really good ones. I love floral fragrances. I think the most well-balanced and one of the best spots to start is the original Dior Homme because you get a little bit of everything. You get some of that fantasy iris note, and when I say fantasy iris note, real Florentine iris is more earthy and less lipsticky, makeup, waxy smelling. That's a fantasy iris note is what they call it. It's a synthetic note. It's not what real iris smells like. Real iris and orris root. So With Dior Homme, you get a little bit of that fantasy iris note, which is more pleasing to some people. You get a little bit of leather, you get some aromatics, you get a little bit of touch of spice, you get a little bit of sweetness. It's very well balanced. So I honestly think that's a great spot to start if you're looking to dive into floral fragrances for men. Because if you like Dior Homme, you're going to like floral fragrances for men, basically, is how I look at it. Yes, I do wear it. I only wear it this time of year. I haven't pulled it out yet, but I only pull it out in the winter because it's super, super, super powerful. And it's one I hold in such high regard that I really hold it for special occasions. I maybe wear it 2 or 3 times a year, which is not much, I understand. But it's something when I really want to show out. It's such a special fragrance to me. That's what I kind of hold it for. So let's see. Prodalome. Prodalome's a safe bet. It's more on the soapy side. You know, if you're looking for a soapy fragrance, yeah, it's a good soapy floral. Damn good one, actually. Toy Boy. Toy Boy is a little bit more on the unique masculine floral side. Good fragrance, but I think it gets just as much people that don't like it as people that do like it. It's kind of a more polarizing fragrance, if you will. Favorite in the code line is still Profumo. All of the Dior Homme fragrances don't have much wearability for you. You're speaking for yourself, not the masses, because that's definitely not the case with me. I love the Dior Homme line, and I do enjoy wearing them. Dior Homme, I wear quite a bit in the summer, actually. Let's see. Greetings from Greece. Gucci Guilty Absolute, I actually have not tried. I know Justin Justin Copeland, he raves about that one, and I'm going to get a 50 ml at some point. You can still get them for a really good price. I heard it's been discontinued. I can't confirm it, but I have heard it's been discontinued. And I know it's a interesting fragrance, to say the least, as far as, rough and rugged animalic leather, super crazy masculine. It's one I definitely want to get my hands on, and I'm not going to sample it first. I'm going to just roll the dice on it. I live in Oman. Amouage's home. That's excellent. Let's see. Oh, it skipped me ahead. Top 3 PDM. Kalan, Leighton, and Sedley. I actually got asked that in the last live stream. Dior Homme is a classic. Yeah, I love Dior Homme. It's almost like mint julep to me. Am I wrong? I don't even know what mint julep smells like, so I'm not sure. What do you think of Jasada Ambassador? Never tried anything from them, so I can't weigh in. Icon line doesn't last long. I haven't tried the Icon line, so I'm not sure. If you like floral, try Jardin Exclusive. I've had a lot of people tell me to try that one. I need to dive into that because I love trying a lot of the florals from Mancera. Some of my favorite floral fragrances, Oud Blue Notes, for example, is one I hold in high regard. I only wear that a few times a year too. Certain occasions for that one as well. Molecule 01 plus Iris. I have not. Dave Calley in the house. John Rovedo's Dark Rebel. Sedley. Dave, you got a little bit of time? You want to jump on? I can shoot the link over to you. Plans for any other collabs with George anytime on a frag? I actually got asked that in Jose's live stream on IG earlier today when I was leaving the gym. They asked me to jump on when I was literally walking out the gym. Sat in my car for a little bit. So Jungle Hunter, you and I have totally different tastes because I love Kalan, but I understand why a lot of people don't like Kalan. I get it. It's super, super polarizing. It almost smells like rubber in the dry down a little bit, but I find it oddly attractive. I love how it smells on my skin. No, at the moment, there's no plans to do anything, but like I said in the live stream earlier, it's one of those things where I'm open to working with any content creator. I'm open to working with any brand as long as it makes sense for me and you guys. I'm open to it. I don't say no until I hear out everything, until I do my research. And what did I work out at the gym? Sedley for me. I haven't tried Percival, but I love Sedley. Sedley is such a damn good fragrance. And I did legs today. It was the infamous leg day. All right, Dave, hold on a second. Let's do this. Copy. Actually, I can just send it to you on IG. So I'm sending it to you in Callie's groom room, Dave. Whoops. Back. All right, so with that said, now because I'm going to have feedback in the audio, let me put my headphones on. Because I'll have feedback on the audio now coming through the speakers. All right. Man on a ferry. Okay, good. All right, Dave, so check Callie's Groom Room IG. It's on there. Let's see. All right, let me catch back up. African leather reminds me of Sex Panther in the Burgundy collection. I do have a few fragrances where the top note has spoiled that are older. I have a mid-90s bottle of Tiffany for Men that the top note spoiled a little bit, but the woods are very rich. The florals are still good. The top note, the citruses are the first to go with fragrances. And then I have a vintage bottle of Nautica that's over 20 years old where the top note spoiled, but the heart and everything's still rich. For a fragrance to completely spoil, I couldn't tell you how long that takes, but I have had top note spoil of vintage bottles that I have. Bowtie Fragrance Guy, shout out to Darian. Darian's a good dude. I like Darian. It's a good date fragrance for a teenager. Well, for my 19-year-old stepson, he loves Dolce & Gabbana The One and La Nuit de l'Homme, and he's now interested in Wanted by Night, so I just bought him a bottle of Wanted by Night. Scroll back up. Got a sample set. Very impressed. My favorites are Royale, Rosé, and Tabac. That's my three favorites. That's excellent. We have similar taste when it comes to that. Jorge, let's see. Much respect being one of the only frag tubers. I appreciate that, my friend, but there's actually a lot of fragrance YouTubers out there. The space has grown exponentially. Just from when I started this channel 2.5 years ago, there is so many more people that started making fragrance content on YouTube. And then on top of that, people that make content strictly on Instagram, for example. Then there's a TikTok side of it where there's an entire fragrance community on TikTok where they're strictly on TikTok. It's there's a lot more people making fragrance content these days. All right. Yeah, the comments are coming in. I'm getting behind. Good alternative for 1 million Privé. Honestly, I just keep checking your Burlington because 100 mLs are popping up for $45. People are finding them left and right. Be a soaring eagle and just swing around your Burlingtons every week checking because they're popping up. $45. Just get that. Frederick Mall. I've tried Carnal Flower, Vetiver Extraordinaire, a few of them. They're nice fragrances, but none of them have compelled me to say, you need a bottle of that. So I've yet to come across the fragrance from the house that made me want to buy it, Yes, I actually did a first impressions on Cloud. I haven't tried Cloud Intense. I have the body spray. I have a 1 ounce bottle of Cloud. I love how it smells. It smells like cotton candy. Much more girly and feminine than actual Baccarat Rouge 540. I mean, it's marketed for little girls, but I actually like how it smells. I don't wear it often, but once in a while I get in the mood. Aqua Atlantique over Dylan Blue for summer. My personal taste. That is an incredible fragrance. It's much more aquatic. Much, much more aquatic than Dylan Blue, I find. Yeah, they will age no matter what. Everything ages over time. MFK Baccarat Rouge on the cheap. Hot review. Nice to see you, my friend. So, Dave, I don't know where you went. I haven't seen you pop up in the backstage yet, my man. Let me pull this up. I know I'm getting behind on the comments. Jump over to IG. Yeah, I'll send him the link. He's probably just getting set up. Back to the comments. Thoughts on Nautica. So I actually did a house overview like a year and a half ago on what I have, and I actually have added a few since. And the original Nautica Classic as it's known now, is just a nostalgic fragrance for me. I still wear it all the time. I have a backup bottle. I have a vintage bottle back when it was the dark green glass, when it was a better fragrance before the watered down stuff it is today. It's nothing special, but it's nostalgic for me. It reminds me of my childhood. Okay, last time, what's the difference between Dior Homme and Dior Homme Intense? So Dior Homme Intense is much, much sweeter. It's a much sweeter fragrance. That's where the balance shifts. So Dior Homme Eau is much fresher than Dior Homme. Intense is much sweeter than Dior Homme. And the Parfum is way more leather than Dior Homme. So that's where the balance changes for the different flankers. Barreto Mojave Ghost. I've only tried it once, and I actually don't remember exactly what it smelled like. I can't weigh in, unfortunately. Wanted by Night or 1 Million Privé. Personal taste, 1 Million Privé, but Wanted by Night, you just can't go wrong with. Wanted by Night, I find, is a little bit sweeter for sure. But 1 Million Privé is a little bit spicier, I find, and has more, the tobacco's featured a little bit heavier. I know Most Wanted has cardamom. Are you talking to somebody else in the comments? I didn't say anything about Most Wanted's spice. Let's see. Next bottle or two that you think you're going to finish. No, I couldn't tell you. Probably Business Over Pleasure will be the first bottle to finish in the near future because I wear it so regularly. I wore it this past Sunday. I wear it almost every week, if nothing else, out the shower when I shave with my shave set. Okay, so here we go. He's ready. You ready to come on, Dave? We're going to go ahead and bring you on. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dave Callie from Callie's Groom Room. What's going on, brother? How's your day going?
Day's going well. Super, super busy day today. How about
really?
you?
Well, I've kind of a laid back day, honestly. Went to the gym earlier. Like I said, I was about to walk out the gym and George texted me, hey, jump on Jose's live. So I ended up jumping on Jose's IG live for a little while to close that out. I was on there maybe 20 minutes or so. Came home, ate, had some packages come in, got situated, and jumped on live. Armani Stronger With You Freeze and Hades from Optic Arts. This is a smoky bomb right here. He's friends with Niles. He reached out to me.
Oh, okay.
And as you can see, same bottle and everything as Niles. Literally the same tubes, all that. So that's what I got going on. What you got going on today, man?
It's always a great day when you have mail calls.
Oh yeah. It's like Christmas every time.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, just busy day with the family, so all good stuff. Son had a basketball game today. My daughter had her Christmas recital. We just got home not too long ago from that. So, yeah, all good stuff today.
So definitely a busy day. When you got stuff to do with the kiddos, it definitely takes some time up. So I have a question here. Do you own any Clive Christian fragrances? I don't personally. Do you own anything from Clive Christian, Dave?
I do not.
Yeah, me either. Rose. That was predictive text. I meant Ross. Okay. Intense. Just catching up on the comments. I was getting a little behind. Yeah. Battle of the Beards. Jay says it's Battle of the Beards. So his is probably
to grow his beard out. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, this was all Dave's fault. Mostly my wife, but a little bit of Dave. She loves the long beard. She doesn't want me trimming it. She said I can't let it get any shorter than this. Now I can't go back to how it was before, according to her. But no, his is much more product. That hair you're looking at on his screen, there's much more product in that beard than there is in this one. I can assure you. This gets conditioned and combed. That gets balms and oils and all kinds of stuff.
No balm.
It's nurtured.
Just
no balm.
No balm. Oil in the morning and then butter before bed. About a half hour to an hour before bed.
That's 2 more products than I use. I have a bunch of beard oils and balms and everything, and I never use any of them. I just condition every night. It's pretty much the route I go.
Beard oil is actually a, I don't know what you want to call it. I wouldn't say mismarketing, but...
Well, yeah, it's more for your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, for itch and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. The balm's actually for the hair and butters and stuff like that, the creams.
Yeah, the balms I really don't use. I used to be a big balm guy. I don't really use balm anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If ever, really.
Let's see. Both of you, Santa is going to bring you 1 bottle, your choice. What would it be? That's a good question. If Santa's only bringing you 1 fragrance for Christmas, what does it need to be? What's on the I've been good this year list, Dave?
Oh my God, there's tons. There's
Same.
tons. But I will say, if I had one, it would probably be something from Raja's line. I would say probably what is it? NOIR 1, something like that. It's like a $1,300 fragrance. So I would go big or go home, especially if I'm not paying for it.
Yeah.
If Santa was bringing it, or maybe Sweetie Oud, something like that.
That's a damn good one. I just got that. I just wore it yesterday. It smells wonderful. God, that smells good. Oh,
do you get baked bread patisserie vibes like everybody's saying?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. Not as much. Justin's the first person that mentioned that to me the first time I smelled it. And I was like, not completely. I get more of, and it's weird because the notes would not dictate this at all, a hard candy smell up top. It fades after about 5 minutes, but this kind of, I'm thinking it's the amorous that's in there. I could be wrong here, and maybe it's just the way it's reacting on my skin, but it's kind of a hard candy smell.
Okay. It's
very strange. Very, very strange. Oh, but I actually didn't answer the question, so let me put that back on the screen. If Santa's bringing me one fragrance, that's kind of tough. Oh, I take that back. If Santa's bringing me one fragrance, Raja Parfum's Danger Parfum. Because honestly, I was hoping that was in the package. That's like my favorite fragrance from the house. As much as I love Oceania for how easy it is to wear, that's probably Danger Parfum is probably the best smelling, to me anyways, best smelling fougere I've ever put my nose on. I love that stuff.
Have you smelled, or do you own Scandal Pour Homme? Not the cologne.
No, I have the Parfum cologne.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
Scandal Pour Homme, sorry. Mm-hmm. Scandal Pour Homme is like almost a completely different fragrance. It's definitely a different experience altogether, but man, oh man, that stuff is something. But Danger, you can't go wrong with either.
So
it's so good.
So is Scandal just that much spicier? Because the cologne is very herbaceously spicy, and that's what I love about it. Like, I hardly wear it because I like it too much is the problem.
For me, it wears more bright. Like, I have more of the bright green aromatic. I have it behind me. I should just spray it. But that's kind of, I get more of that brightness, more so than the spicy herbaceous qualities. Danger is just freaking lovely.
Yeah, Danger's amazing. I've never given a fragrance a 10 out of 10, and I probably never will because I believe there's no such thing as a perfect fragrance. 9.5 is a 10 from me, and I gave it a 9.5, and I'll stand by that forever. It's so good. It's so really good. Anytime you hear me say 9.5, that's my 10s because I can't bring myself to give a 10 to anything. That's why I've had people ask me when I'm going to do the 10 out of 10 video. I can't. I could do a 9.5 out of 10 video. I got a few of those.
Plus, it's got to be hard for you. How many fragrances do you have? You have
too many.
1,000.
I'm not to 1,000 yet. About 800.
No,
in that range. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. Nobody needs that much ever. I'll never go through everything. The stuff I have backup bottles of is only because I keep going back to those fragrances, and I love them enough to where I never want to run out because stuff just gets scarce and discontinued and all that stuff.
Right. I like
Here's a good one. What's the most you've ever spent on a single fragrance? A little over $300 for me. A little over 300 is the most I've spent on one fragrance.
Scandal.
And how much was that? Like around 400?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's outrageous, but some of them, they're just so good. They're worth all the money, and you have no problem paying it.
You know what's a problem too?
What's that?
One of my favorite, if not, oh no, I will say one of. I don't feel comfortable saying it is one of my favorite gourmands though. Reaches that $500 price point, and I just.
Which gourmand?
I can't do it. It's Symphonium by Zaharoff.
Oh yeah. See, I haven't dove into Zaharoff too heavy. I've sampled several fragrances. I have a Cento. That's the only bottle I actually own.
Yeah.
But there's just so much out there in the niche market that it's hard to really try everything. And the reason I don't want to sample too much too fast from these houses is because I don't want to have something. And then that's the rabbit hole of just spending thousands of dollars in a short amount of time when it comes to niche houses, you know?
One thing that I've found with Zaharoff, it is best really to just, you know, if you wanted to like order, and not just you, Ross, for anybody, if you wanted to order something from Zaharoff, you order what you want, but then choose that 5 sample pack wisely. Definitely dive into their line and select stuff that's like off the beaten path that nobody's really talking about, because what I've found personally is I love fragrances from the house that other people have hyped, but from what I found, you really find some unique smelling, great fragrances that nobody is talking about. That sample thing that they have going on is amazing. You pay, I think it's $25 or $30 for here for us in the States. You get 5 samples, and yeah, you go to town. But I believe though, with a certain price point, they give you a free sample pack when you spend X amount of dollars on the website.
There's some really good deals right now if you're looking to try different houses. Twisted Lily, like in my holiday shopping video, for example, I got a lot of different discovery sets. Hell, one of the recent lives I did was with that MFK discovery set, and you can really get your hands on it because 2 ml will go a lot further with these really strong fragrances. You don't have to have 10 ml for it to go several wearings, like a Oud Satin Mood Extrait. You don't need to spray that 8 times. You know what I mean? You don't have to.
That's a 2 to 4 spray. 4 sprays.
Exactly. 4 is pushing it. Yeah.
Not if you strategically spray.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you just get each side of the neck, you're good. Really and truly with that one. That's a less is more kind of fragrance. Whereas if somebody can just get a light whiff of it and discover it, it can compel somebody to ask about it. Whereas if it's in their face, you know, might not be the same result.
Oh, but I love, ooh boy, that's on the wish list. The wish list for 2022. But I'm with you. I want to jump on the house exploration, the house exploration train in 2022.
Well, I've gotten to where I'm starting to sample more than I used to, because the amount of fragrances I have is so inordinate and ridiculous. It's it's one of those deals to where it's fun to do the first impressions videos. It is my favorite format. Get something new and hey, let's get on video and get my facial expressions, the whole 9, what I really think about it. That's as honest as it gets as a first impressions, in my opinion, on camera. But I don't want to keep buying shelves. You know what I mean? If and when I buy another house, it's gotten worse since I moved here. I've been here a year and I've gotten over 100 fragrances this year. Like, packing this stuff is just, oh, it's such a pain in the ass.
Oh my God,
you
man.
know?
When we moved in here, where I record is actually a bar, or was a bar.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fragrance bar. If I was ever going to revamp the channel, that's what I would call it.
Bodacia Blue Sapphire. Okay, so I have not tried that. That's a house I want to dive into more. The person that's got me most interested in that, shout out to Ogun of Quality Fragrances. My man, he rocks a lot of Bodacia stuff, and that's one of those opinions I really respect. So when he speaks highly of a fragrance, I take notice. You know what I mean? Because you know how it is. I'm speaking to the viewers directly. You find a certain amount of people, whether it's 1 people or 10 people, who you jive with the personality, you jive with the taste, you respect their opinion. Ogun's one of those people for me. Like, when he says it, I take it to heart because I know I can trust it. We have similar taste and similar outlooks on a lot of different things with fragrances. So that's I'm glad you're just reiterating something I've heard from him already.
And the great thing about him is he's really a straight shooter. He's a no BS. He does not really mind if he.
Oh, he's a cool ass dude too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love Ogun. I usually have him in my big collaboration videos and everything, and actually getting around the corner, so get ready.
I'm ready.
I'm going to be reaching out to you about the topic soon. I'm going to have even more people than I did last year for the New Year's Eve video for favorite pickup of the year. I did it last year.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, that was the last time I did anything with Carlos before he passed. But uh-oh. Cedrat Boisé intense sighting in Europe. It means it's slowly making its way to me. I plan on getting that. I'm probably going to pay retail for that, which I'm sure is going to be like $180 because I don't want to wait. I want that. It's got, I don't remember the note breakdown completely, but I remember the difference being there's oud in it. And I think that fragrance with oud done right will be incredible. If they darken up Cedrat Boisé, I'm going to have a bottle.
You know what that means?
What's that?
They're more than likely going to amp up the leather in that fragrance as well.
Probably.
The base could have a really nice sort of an animalic tinge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Imagine if they can keep that fruitiness up top and add that.
I was just...
The core of what the fragrance is with this, you know?
Oh, man. Yeah, I'll end up paying retail for that too, most likely. Admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan of Cedrat Boisé.
Oh, I love it.
It's good. You know, I'm not like in love with it or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, it's really fruity for my taste, but
yeah,
it's one of those kind of, when I'm in the mood for a dumb reach fragrance, that's one of those fragrances that comes to mind first, because you know you're going to smell great. You don't have to do a whole lot of thinking. You can wear it whenever you want. Great casual.
With whatever.
Yeah.
Vest and a Henley like you, or hoodie and a beanie like me. It works either way.
Yeah, you know what? That wouldn't be sprays. It would make a great gym scent because it's not super.
If you're easy on it, yeah, just two sprays. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that could be a lot if you spray it 5 or 6 times and get to sweating. That could be a lot. Like this same dude that wears Eros all the time. I'll never forget him now. Every time I see him, and he's always wearing Eros. That's like his thing. He wears Eros every day, and he wears it to the gym.
You should tell him to look you up on YouTube.
Nah, I'm not going to do that. I mean, more power to you if you want to wear Eros to the gym. And I've had people, when I bring up gym scents in the comments, oh, why would you waste sprays? Oh, that's offensive. Why are you wearing a fragrance to the gym? So you're telling me you would rather me stink and smell of body odor, which I wear deodorant. I'm not saying that. Walking by somebody that smells nice versus walking by somebody that literally makes you go when you walk by. So which would you prefer?
I don't know.
Right?
I would prefer somebody that smells like, you know, clean, fresh shower gel versus somebody that smells like Declaration EDT.
Look,
that's me being cute.
No, I get it. My point is, if my face has the cringe because you stink so bad when I walk by, I'd much rather you be wearing a $20 fragrance, a $1,000 fragrance, or anything besides smelling like musty asshole. Okay. Dino in the house. Best cheapie pickup of all time. Oh, you should already know my answer, Mac. Salvatore Ferragamo Aqua Essenziale Blue. That's my favorite cheapie ever. Now, this is a damn good gym scent. Cool Water Wave. Inoffensive, doesn't really push, fresh and clean, cheap. That's a damn good gym scent. It's not body odor, it's the oud. There you go. So let's see. Most disappointing blind buy. Would you like to start us off there, Dave?
Parfums de Marley Layton.
Really?
Really.
I love that stuff.
Can't do it.
What is it about it?
Everything. The opening.
No shit.
Smells like Vicks Vapor Rub.
It does.
And then you have like that spicy nature going on in the heart. The base, I like the base. I like the vanilla. But then to me, on my skin personally, it just has no identity. It's like, what are you trying to be? You're trying to be a freshie. You're trying to be spicy. You're trying to be creamy. It's almost like you took Versace Pour Homme and tried to make a niche version of it and threw in some vanilla. That's kind of what it gives me the impression of.
Hey, it's all fair because this is an art form and it's all subjective. And Just because I really enjoy Leighton, there's nothing wrong with you not being able to stand it. You know what I mean?
And I blame Jeremy Fragrance for that blind buy.
Really? So
Yeah.
so you heard it here. It's Jeremy's fault that Dave doesn't like that he feels he wasted money on Parfums de Marley Leighton. Okay.
Yeah, actually, he should pay me for the amount of money I spend that bottle. But I
There
would
you
tell
go.
him I spent $900
Stacks in the
on
house.
it. You know.
So go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I bought that and Pegasus together. You know, that was at the time where he was on his Leighton Pegasus kick,
Mm-hmm.
and then did a video like 3 days later saying you shouldn't buy them. No, I'm kidding. I bought them together. I fell in love with Pegasus. I love that fragrance.
Yeah, Pegasus is pretty unique.
So good. I still don't know if I would quite classify that as a fougere. What do you think about that?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's much more of a nutty gourmand.
Yeah.
Honestly. It's milky vanilla. It's super almond creamy. It's much more of a gourmand, I find. Most disappointing blind buy of the year for me was Hugo Energized. And the reason it's so disappointing for me is because usually when Claude Deer makes a fragrance, I'm bound to like it. Maybe it's biased because he's my guy, but it was the most bland fragrance I've smelled all year and an absolute waste of $30. Granted, it was only $30, thank God. But that's what was the most disappointing to me this year. Nothing niche. Thankfully, I didn't piss away some money on a niche bottle that I regret. But where was I going with this? So here we go. So, Kev, I'll tell you this. Sample it first. Because the Vicks Vapor Rub thing he's talking about, I'm one of the culprits for putting that out in the world. The first time I heard it from somebody, it made sense, and I can't unhear it and unsmell that now. The geranium does have a Vicks Vapor Rub kind of smell in the opening. But I love the hell out of it. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. Just because I like it and he doesn't like it doesn't mean you will or won't. You won't know if you don't try it. So I would say get yourself a carded sample. They're pretty easy to find for Leighton, and just try it, man. You may fall in love with it, or you may be so glad you bought a little 2 ml sample and pass. You know.
Hey, Kev, too. The samples of Leighton, like Ross was saying, they're so
readily available.
They're so affordable too. Samples.
Jump on eBay and they're probably $10 maybe.
Probably less.
Maybe so, yeah, because there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
Leighton's okay.
Isn't anybody gonna say what's the best pickup of the year?
Well, we got to save that. Save that because I'm making a giant collaboration video for that.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. Never mind.
Dunhill Sentry is disgusting. And look, honestly, I'm not a fan. That was a very subpar blind buy for me as well. I've heard so much great things about it, and I've heard Le Labo, Santal 33, similarities and all this. I don't agree. Me personally, I think that's doing a disservice to Santal 33 to say they smell similar. Dunhill Sentry just doesn't do it for me. It's super dry and creamy and not in a good way because I like dry, I like woody, I like creamy, but the blend just doesn't work on my skin. It's another very bland, boring scent on my skin. I just don't care for it. And I know there's a lot of people that swear by it. That's why I say I've heard great things. I just didn't have a great experience with it. Any experience with that one, Dave?
None. But Dunhill Icon, the silver bottle, still relevant in 2021.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. People are on me all the time about the Icon line. There's so many fragrances out there to get and to sample and to try, and I get it. You know, I have a loyal following. I appreciate all of you guys that watch me on a regular basis that are watching this now. It's just one of those deals where I'm not made of money. I don't get everything for free. I'm grateful when I do get some stuff for free, but I buy most of my fragrances, and especially the designer stuff. I buy the hell out of designers, and can't buy them all the time. I'll get to them. I'll definitely get to them because I'm intrigued. I know Justin's got some favorites in the line as well. That's another person, Justin. I take what he says as, you know, etched in stone. I trust his opinion, you know.
Yep. He's a real one.
Yes, he is. We were talking earlier when I was on the treadmill. He's got another so did you see his video about just believing what everybody says on YouTube? His little skit video he did the other day where he was playing the goofball that had 2 watches on and everything. He pulled out the card and he said, "Come on, Curly. Tell me what to buy next." At the end, it was hilarious. he's got another skit, and I'm not going to say what it's on, but I'm so glad this is what he's doing next, because this irks me and him that we get asked about this stuff so much. So I'm not going to ruin the surprise, but I laughed my ass off when he told me what the video is. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's a series he's doing now. Kind of playing with some of the questions we get asked all the time. Yeah, where he's playing himself and the person asking the questions over and over. It's hilarious.
Fantastic. When he did the preview premiere thing on Instagram, I was dying. That was so friggin' funny. And
you're gonna love this one.
I think that's what most people wouldn't understand about Justin. And you watch him behind camera, and you see him there, but I think you wouldn't be able to tell how hilarious he truly is. Like the sense of humor.
That's the thing. He's got to get comfortable around you to really let that loose. But he is a clown. Yes, he is an absolute clown. Yes, Justin is killing it. I was commending him on that. He is stepping outside of the box, and he's still being himself. And some of the things he and I discuss privately, he's bringing on camera. I'm loving it. It is hilarious. I love the direction of Justin's channel. He's still giving some of the stuff that you guys normally would want to see, but he's really trying to step outside the box with the ideas and create some more original content in these different series that he's doing. And that's the best part right there, is the next video that's coming. I can't wait. He didn't tell me when. I don't know if it's tomorrow or the day after, but it's coming in the next couple of days, the video. I cannot wait, because that was hilarious. And I'm glad Michelle was a good sport about it, because he used her as an example. It's the reviewers say this is going to do this, so it's absolutely going to work. And my favorite part is he closes the video out, pulls a card up. He's like, all right, Curly, tell me what to buy next. Oh my God. That was great. Greetings from Mexico. Greetings. Let's see. Ulterior perfume never makes it to the street. Best pickup from a rack store in 2021. Mac is just full of the questions today. I've picked up a lot of stuff from the rack stores. That's tough. One that's kind of under the radar is Guess Man Forever. That was actually a nice little pickup. I like some of these little Guess fragrances. They're cheap for somebody on a serious budget. For young guys, they're actually they're putting out some decent stuff. And Guess Man Forever and Guess Man Gold were both really good little under $20 pickups for me this year that I do wear from time to time. With all the fragrances I have, that should tell you a lot. Because really, I could just be like everybody else that evolves into just wearing niche all the time and turn my nose up, because I've got incredible fragrances, but that's not me. I'm a bargain hunter. I like budget, getting great stuff on a budget. I always have, in every aspect of my life, and fragrance is no different. And that's the core of what this channel was about from the start, and it's always going to be.
The crazy thing is here where I live, we have the shittiest rack stores, because either I'm going in at the wrong time, or it's just like the same 3 fragrances are there every single time I'm there. I could have bought
that sucks.
a cheap Polo Club, whatever the hell it's called, or Michael Jordan, or a Curve.
Hey, some of those Michael Jordan fragrances are good, like Legend. Legend's good.
Oh no, you know what? I found 3 a.m. at a rack store this year.
There you go. There you go. Oh, I Am King. I love how that smells. That was a great cheapy rack store pickup for me this year. I wear that one probably the most. I wear it out the shower all the time. I spray the hell out of it too, like 10, 12 sprays. Just bathe in it almost.
Yeah. Sean John, I think that has like one of the best atomizers of all time.
Yes.
That thing is like a garden hose.
Yeah, this gentleman he messaged me on IG earlier. We were chatting. He finally got Mercedes-Benz cologne. He's super amped up. He's over in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's perfect. That's a great fragrance for that weather, tropical weather. Niche in France is our designer. Oh. Hey, if only. Out here in the States, that's definitely not the case.
Oh, I would love to go to. I would. If I ever visited France, I'd probably just have to live there, because I wouldn't have any money to return home.
Well, I'm sure it's a fragrance lover's dream to visit. the perfumeries over there, God knows. And then some obscure stuff we've never seen or heard of before that doesn't get the worldwide marketing or a lot of showings on social media or anything. God knows what kind of discoveries, God knows what kind of discoveries we could have.
Oh, man.
So let's see. First instinct can be amazing bang for your buck. Absolutely, Kev. I totally agree. Totally agree. So, David Beckham fragrances. I don't have any. Do you have any of those? Yeah, I don't have anything. Let's see. Looking for a fragrance on the Creed Aventus level. So, what do you mean exactly? Do you mean scent profile? Do you mean price range? Originality? Because it is the original for that scent profile. Everything's copied that, I'm not 100% sure on how to answer this and what you're seeking exactly. So here's an interesting question. Outside of yourselves and Justin, which 3 fragrance YouTubers do you both think have released the best content in 2021? So I don't watch a ton of people, actually. I mostly watch smaller channels, like Dave, for example, and Justin. Michelle is always entertaining, so you have to put Michelle up there. The way I like to put it is, she's very attractive, she's very knowledgeable, and she's got a guy's sense of humor, dick and fart joke humor. She's hilarious. She is nonstop entertainment. I completely understand why Michelle is successful. And Michelle, if you see this, you go ahead, girl. We message from time to time. We're not super close friends or anything, but we do message once in a while. And very happy for her success because, like I said, she's entertaining. At the end of the day, she is entertaining and she knows her stuff. Who else would I add to that list? Anybody you'd like to add to this list, Dave?
Absolutely. The first person that will always, most of the time, if you're telling me to exclude people, come out of my mouth is definitely going to be Sebastian.
That's another great one.
At this stage, I'm not trying to sound like cocky or anything. I have my own reasons, but at this stage of the game, just like Ross said, I'm not trying to watch, sit and watch, 60 hours worth of content when I could be making my own videos as well, So,
Mm-hmm.
But Sebastian is one where I explain to people that I don't necessarily watch for the fragrances, the bottles of fragrance he's showcasing. What I'm storing in my brain is what he's saying, because he will go through and dissect every single note. Personally, that matters to me. The guy's got 151,000 people on his, under his belt. I've gone on record to say many people don't care about notes, which seems to be the truth. So
casual viewers don't. It's the enthusiasts that care, the ones that are deep into it,
I mean but that's what I watch him for. I watch him for his knowledge, because the man is just a wealth of knowledge. He's killing it. I'm proud of some of the younger, not younger, but some of the smaller channels that rose this year and took a jump. Joe Lima he's overseas. Can't remember exactly where he's from Scented Moments channel. Love his channel. Love it. Tara Olfactive Files was one I discovered this year.
I was going to bring Tara up next. I love Tara's content.
You know what? Forget about content. She's just a fantastic human all the way around.
She really love Tara.
Great to see her.
Shout outs to Olfactive Files. If you're not watching Olfactive Files, you should be, guys. Olfactive Files is the name on YouTube. Go check her out. Tara's content. She's a lovely person with great opinions and a great nose.
And she's like I was saying about equality, they share the same characteristics. She'll tell you straight up, I don't like it. It smells like hot garbage. Oh, I love this one. That's kind of her thing, and that's what draws me to her and her experience as well. Like you said, she has a great nose. Love what
her and I share the love of Iris. She's a big fan of Iris.
That you do. Justin, my boy.
No, but we got to. Okay, I was about to say we got to exclude Justin, but no, I know what you mean. Yeah, I actually talk to Justin quite a bit behind the scenes from time to time. He's privy to a lot of information behind the scenes with brands because of what he does. He's actually a ear to the streets kind of guy in this community.
Yeah, but a great guy as well. Awesome guy behind the scenes as well. Love that dude.
Yeah, he's awesome. And like you said, Ogun, I got to throw quality fragrances in there. He don't drop as much content as he used to, but I don't miss a video. I don't miss a video.
When he does, though, you know it's like Christmas. You know it's going to be fire. It's going to be amazing. There's always like that one gift that you just can't wait. You know, it's like that one thing that you can't wait to hear. You know he's going to say it. Love his stuff.
Absolutely. So let's. Oh, several comments have come in since I pinned that one. Let me pull that down. Let's try to catch back up. Prodaloman Tints is the one. Got 2 compliments today. Thanks for the recommendation. That's a damn good fragrance. I've heard it's getting discontinued. I'm glad to have 2 bottles. That's one of those that I have a backup bottle. It is very, very good. Club Danaweed Intense Man Sighting. Shout outs. VIP Club Infinite Spicy Opinions. That's one I've had my eye on for a few years now. I can't offer an opinion outside of the fact that I want it. I've passed on it a few times. That's the main one I want from the VIP Club line. And I've had multiple opportunities to grab it. Like I said, and I always end up grabbing something else. Have you smelled this by chance, Dave?
Not
I believe
at
it's
all.
the purple bottle, if I remember correctly, for the color. No, it's the red bottle. Yeah, it's the red bottle.
Red makes sense.
It looks like the club bottle, but there's an actual cap. Half the bottle's a silver cap that comes off. Picture Mercedes-Benz Club Black, but half of the bottle's a cap that comes off. Vow to get at least 3 Happy Land fragrances, and you won't be disappointed. My bottle of Paisley Dreams should be here on Monday. I'm pretty excited about it. It's a more floral take on Paisley Sky, which is one of the highlights of the house. So it's marketed for the ladies, but I mean, if you like floral fragrances, like me, you're bound to like it. I mean, there's a lot of feminine floral fragrances that I enjoy, and I'm pretty confident I'll enjoy it.
Happy Land is a house that I really need to dive into. Ernest
in the house. Dave and Ross still rocking Luna Rosa Ocean. That was a good release. I don't think it was great, but I think it was solid. You know, better than good, but not great. Like I said in the review, I think it's better than good, but it's not great. I think it was, I'm not going to call it a cash grab. I wouldn't consider it that. I would say it's more just sticking to the mold of what everybody else is doing. Like the trend 2020 was EDP flankers. The trend this year was much more sweet fragrances. They went back to going heavily sweet. Whereas this it's an aquatic fragrance, but it's very sweet still, you know, like it almost it almost smells like it would be in Paco Rabanne's line somewhere.
I also thought that it kind of, even the, that aquamarine kind of thing that it had going for it, I feel like it didn't separate itself enough for me to say this is going to stand out in my collection. But
no, it's been done to death.
It's a good smell, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's mass appealing. It's at the end of the day, it's a blue fragrance. Of course, I was going to get it. Of course, I like it. I just don't love it. There's others that stand taller than it, in my opinion.
I will say, though, 2022 is going to be the year of the elixirs.
Yes. Somebody in the comments earlier mentioned 1 million elixirs already been released. I'm sure Chanel's is coming. I'm sure there's God knows what else. There's going to be an Invictus elixir from Paco Rabanne.
I said this to Max Forte. I said, we had him live on Instagram a couple weeks back, right before Sun Explorer, and I made a comment. I said, hey, you got to know that these folks here at the design houses, although they don't sit and watch YouTube, they have eyes and ears out somewhere.
No, there's people that these brands pay people to social media market watch, have their hand on the pulse.
We've been asking for.
You never know who's watching. Somebody from one of these brands could be one of these 71 people that's watching right now.
Correct.
To hear what the community's saying.
We've been asking for at least 3 to 5 years to give us strength. Give us some powerful fragrances. And I don't know that we're going to go back here. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit is fantastic. That's a solid gym fragrance.
Yes, that's a solid anything fragrance. There's never a bad time to smell like that. Honestly, I like it better than Invictus Aqua 2016. That's why I've never bought a bottle of Invictus Aqua 2016. I'd rather wear Legend Spirit. Now, I don't like it better than 2018's Invictus Aqua. I do like that better. But Invictus Aqua 2016, I didn't find special enough to wear over that for the price.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
that's what it was. And I know that's probably blasphemy for some people watching, but hey, it's my opinion.
Personally, my favorite out of the entire line is the original Legend. I love that stuff. Love it.
Curtis, just getting started. So, there's a lot of different fragrances. If you get a little bit more specific and give me a price range that you're looking to spend, I could probably help you out a little bit better as far as a recommendation, honestly. So if you don't mind following up with kind of the price range you're looking to spend, because that can vary in the up to $50 range, the $50 to $100 range, or the luxury range of over $100. It all depends on what you're looking to spend, really. Does anyone else? I forgot to pull. This is pretty funny. So I used to do that, and then I got to where I really enjoy doing the rack store videos that I try to be as blind as I can. So it's been a long time. Like I would say maybe beginning of 2020, late 2019 was the last time I would really pull up Fragrantica to get an idea. Now I literally, we lost Dave. Now I literally just, I'll see something because I've seen so much online. I kind of have an idea for the most part. I'll see something on the shelf, and if I get the feeling of, yeah, why not grab it? I grab it. And then I come home, I do the unboxing on camera with you guys so I can be as blind as possible, because I literally like to be as blind as I can be for any and all first impressions videos. That can't always be the case with some of them. It may have been a fragrance I've been wanting to get and I've seen the note breakdown a few times. That's a different scenario. But when it comes to these rack store videos, I make it a point to not jump on there. So I don't know if we're going to get Dave back. Highly recommend Tara. I highly recommend Tara as well. Both of us do, myself and Dave. Michelle did make a big jump. She's super entertaining. Like I said, I understand why she is successful. No, I cannot zoom in on the collection. That would the wire for the camera is not long enough for me to go back there. It's not as close to me as you think. I have not reviewed that personally. I know it's kind of the signature video on Andrea's channel, Curly Sense, if you want to check it out. That's kind of the cheapie that's tied to her. So, really been enjoying Brian. Brian is a great guy. Shout outs to Brian. Brian's going to be live here in a little while, actually, on YouTube. He's got a Saturday Night Live he's starting to do as a series. Dan definitely had an interesting year. The controversy can be good. Yeah, that's for sure. Let me bring Dave back on. He's chewing. So yeah, Dan likes the controversy. It's definitely getting him some attention. And but Dan's a great guy. I love Dan. Shout outs to Dan. He's gonna be live tonight too. He might be live already. Saturday is becoming a hotbed for lives.
I actually left Dan's live to watch you. Don't tell him I said to anybody.
Well, there you go. Yeah, the Saturday night's starting to be a more popular time for the live streams. So I get asked this all the time. The answer is most likely never. And I hope everybody that ever asks me is watching right now. So this is a pain in the ass to pull out. I would have to do it in sections in multiple videos and clear more floor space and all. It's a gigantic pain. I don't even want to attempt to pull all of this stuff out to make a video. I just don't. I have zero desire. I'm sorry for those of you that really want to see. I talk about as many fragrances as I can. I have zero desire to go through that. That's going to be a pain in the ass to do. And that's as honest of an answer as it gets. Go to Prada Luna Rosa Carbon and Hanae Mori. Yes, those are wonderful. So you have your blue fragrance covered. You have the floral fragrance covered, the more classier scent with Hanae Mori. I would say something a little bit darker, but not too dark. Maybe something along the lines of... It's a damn good question.
I have one.
Let me see. Hit him with it.
Right here to my left.
What is it?
What about Acqua di Gio Profumo?
It's not a bad idea. It's not an Ambroxan bomb like Prada Luna Rosa Carbon. It's darker. It's a little bit more refined. Patchouli and incense.
You still have that that aquatic nature of the original Acqua di Gio, just darkened.
Yeah, and it won't be redundant with these other two. There won't be any redundancy like getting Dior Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel or something like that would be. Those are two easy answers. I think the Acqua di Gio Profumo answer, it's an easy answer too, but I think it's a good easy answer in this situation particularly.
Another one would be, what about Mont Blanc Individual?
I can see some people not caring for that one though. Even though it's been hyped to death over the years in the community, I don't see that as being the best everyday choice, though it's a good fragrance. I think Acqua di Gio Profumo is a better choice. Yeah, he's looking for something to wear to work every day. You know what I mean? That could get old.
Okay.
That's a wear it once in a while, wear it here and there, like go through stints with it. I go through stints with it.
Not every day.
Yeah, it's one that you get tired of pretty quick. I think. I know that's the case for me.
I probably pick that up maybe a dozen times a year. I exclusively only wear that into the office.
Random ass fragrances in the house.
Profumo is a solid one for daily wear, I think. And it's pretty affordable these days.
Valentino Born in Roma. So I have a carded sample of it, and it's kind of like crossing Sauvage with Invictus. You would think I would have a bottle because that's right up my alley, but it's too redundant. It really is. I have an actual carded sample, and it's in the box right there. But it's good. It's super mass appealing, but if you have a lot of those types of fragrances, super redundant to so many things, and that's one that can get a boring tag. Now, if you don't have a bunch of stuff, yeah, absolutely, it'll work. But if you got Sauvage and Invictus and fragrances like that, pass. That save your money, honestly.
Yep,
have you tried it?
That's exactly why I didn't grab it. Honestly, I didn't grab a whole lot of 2021 designer releases this year.
I grabbed a
handful, maybe. I like I was saying though, for me, it really has to make sense for me to have it, Mm-hmm. And there was just a lot that I smelled that were like, oh my good God, man, mm-hmm. Can we get off of this? Like, has to smell like every other. It's like the only thing you were doing is you're having the similar scent profile, but changing the name of the brand.
That's modern designers though, man. If they see success of one and they want their version. They run a path. When one sets a trend, they follow it the rest of the year. And it's a good and a bad thing. It gives options for some that are loyal to particular brands, because for the average consumer, they're loyal to a particular brand because they don't expand their horizons. They don't explore like we explore. You know, the enthusiasts and the average consumer are totally different,
Right.
Whereas we're looking for that different fragrance, whereas they just want something that smells nice that they can enjoy every day. And if their wife or their girlfriend happens to say they love how it smells, sold, buying a bottle, retail right there at the counter in the department store. That's all it takes.
And I think that's why I loved H24 so much this year from Hermes, because
me too.
Compared to what we've seen, the direction, kind of like you said, like the modern day designer fragrances, I feel like they have something solid to build off of. Mm-hmm. Because if you think about it, that scent profile they gave us, while a lot of people would argue that it's not unique, I think it is in a couple ways. It's unique from the line. They don't have anything that comes close to smelling the way that mm-hmm. smells. I also think that it's unique in the sense of the direction that, like you said, modern day designer brands are taking it. They took it someplace different. Now, all they need to address is there's a bit of an airiness to it, and there's also, it doesn't have the greatest staying power. So I think you're going to see eau de parfum versions of that.
And eau fraiche, all that stuff. Everything they did with Terre d'Hermès, they'll probably do with that line.
I really think so. I think that mm-hmm. is going to be their modern day Terre d'Hermès. I think that's what we are going to see. And you know what?
They wouldn't have released it if they weren't committed to it. They wouldn't have released it.
get ready, because if they do that, this will probably be, I guarantee you, it'll make a lot of people's lists for best line of the decade when the time period comes to it. I could see it.
And what's unfortunate for me is there's a lot of people that don't like it, that didn't get it or don't understand it. Maybe they haven't given it enough chance, but it's got just as many mixed reviews as any other fragrance that was underwhelming for the year. And I love it. I bought it. The first time I smelled it was in Chicago with Justin. He had brought it for a blind smell and rate video. And from then on the paper, I had to have it. Forgot about it for a little while, went to Sephora. They had 150 ml left, bought it for retail, did not hesitate, didn't jump online. A couple weeks later, I could have got a 100 ml tester from Steve for like the same, less than what I paid for the 50 ml. Still didn't regret it. Don't care. Like it that much because it's so different. It smells like it's got bitter citrus with no citrus note. It's metallic. It's a little floral. It's different. I like
it's
different.
Green too. Do you get that
very
green
green
vibe from it as well?
Very green. Yeah, it's very green. That's why I say bitter citrus, because I could have swore there was bergamot in there. There's nothing. According to the notes, there is not.
There definitely is a citrus vibe to it. I get that.
Citrus peel too, like the peel of the citrus. It's not as juicy. Almost like, I guess, earthy wouldn't even be the best word for it, but I guess I'm sure you know what I mean when I say that.
Yeah. And I think it's a very quality fragrance too, not something, what's been the trend these days from designer releases. I think it does have a natural smell to it, Mm-hmm. And I guess the metallic vibe that it has could probably throw some people off, because to me,
I like that kind of stuff.
I didn't know until I went on the website and read the brief, that metallic thing didn't really make a whole lot of sense until I could pinpoint it. But then when I thought about it, when you're walking, through Times Square in New York, or if you have, you live in a very, in a type of area where they have a lot of skyscrapers, you could smell the metal
mm-hmm.
when it's hot outside. When you go walk,
all the beams and everything.
These green fields, you get that green aroma, and then I'm like, you know what? That makes perfect sense why you guys did that.
I agree.
Perfect sense. That's one of the few times where a briefing actually made sense.
Trust me, Anthony, you will get one from me, because I will be getting that fragrance. Before spring, I will have that fragrance. I will have it in the winter.
Wait a minute. Anthony could have been talking to me. How do you not know?
Are we on your channel? Did he say Dave?
Oh.
That makes sense, doesn't it? Now, if we were on Callie's Groom Room, I would automatically assume he's talking to you. Hey, co-host, Dave. You are the co-host here, okay?
I'm an only child. I don't
only child
I don't
syndrome.
know what that means, this co stuff. I don't know. I feel like everything has to be shared with me.
So I've been recommended to get this as well, since I like Celebrate for Him. Celebrate for Him is just so different. The cacao really stands out. And I'm sure this is much fresher with a name like Cocktail. The bottle looks kind of cool. It's got the gradient fade for a variety of colors. Have you tried it? Pepe Jean's Cocktail?
I haven't. That's another. I want to get into Pepe Jean's. Just, again, they're
so cheap,
than
too.
Ross. I don't know if anybody else talks it other than you, brother.
No, there's a few reviews out there on Celebrate for Him. It was the hype train before I got to it.
I'm sorry. I mean, to this day, because you still talk about it.
Oh yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a lot of fragrances out there. After that hype has kind of,
they don't talk about it anymore. Yeah, I got you.
Fizzled and faded. Yeah, and I think that's a shame, because shoot, look at this. There is a guy that just came into this live stream that said he's new to fragrance. You never know who you're going to catch, and hey, it might be that $19 fragrance that really tips them over.
And look, it's a Celebrate for Him's a steal you can get for $20 too. It does not smell like a $20 fragrance at all.
Right.
Gentleman EDP or Dior Homme Intense. Now, for me, this is a tough one, because I do lean to Gentleman EDP a little bit more, because it's creamy and balmy, more so than Dior Homme Intense. I like it a little bit more. I'm not knocking Dior Homme Intense, but I do lean towards Givenchy more. How about you, Dave? I know you have both.
I don't have DHI. I have the.
Oh, because I know you got Gentleman EDP. You wore it the other day.
I do, And I'll tell you what, I prefer, this is not the popular opinion, I know. I prefer Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum over Dior, Dior Homme Parfum.
But that's fair. But at the same time, they're not the same. That's why this comparison's a lot closer, I find. This comparison's definitely a lot closer because there's so much more leather going on in
I've heard.
Parfum, you know.
Yeah.
But not everybody loves it the way I do. You know, there's a lot of people that praise Dior Homme Parfum, and I'm one of them. But not everybody feels that way.
Do you know which batch you have of Parfum? Because it does matter.
Batch code is 9H01 for both of my bottles. It's always within arm's reach. This is one I keep very close. Because even though I don't wear it all the time, I sniff it out the atomizer all the time.
You don't happen to know what year, do you?
2019? I think it's 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty
sure it's 2019.
My batch
might be
was
late
made
2018.
In February of 2021. And let me tell you something.
Oh, that's from the 100 ml.
Yeah. And I get about
That's different.
6 hours.
Let's go to checkfresh.com and see. I'm curious now.
No bueno. I'll spray it.
Christian Dior.
I haven't smelled it in a while.
9H01. Let's see exactly when. It is from August of 2019, both my bottles. Copy that, Dave? Yeah, August 2019.
You got a good one. Yeah, this is 100 mil.
Yeah, that's the 100 mil.
Another shout out for our good friend Tara.
Shout outs to Tara, Olfacto Files.
Yeah. Look, guys, go sign up for Fragrance Net. Sometimes they drop these testers. This was 100 mils, $88.
What?
Yep.
Sign up for the notifications for those of you looking for Dior Homme Parfum. $88 frickin' dollars for a 100 ml Dior Homme Parfum.
For a tester.
So, screw the white box. I buy testers all the time.
It says, I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah, it's etched in the glass.
Tester right here.
Yeah. Who cares? Guys, I can tell you, I get testers all the time. Roll with it.
I will say this, though. Everything else, so this is, like I said, 2021.
Mafia in the house, empty scents.
The scent profile itself is fantastic. Everything that you heard is correct. This is as close to niche as you could possibly get, at least from what I've smelled in designers, personally. But yeah, just wish it stuck around a little bit longer.
Oh, see, the 75 mLs, I've never sprayed more than 4 times, and I never will. It's outrageously strong, lasts forever. It's rich and deep. So, Club de Nuit, Sillage, I haven't tried. Apparently, there's already 2 batches of silver and black sprayer. I can't weigh in. I haven't tried it. I haven't bought anything from Armani in a long time. I haven't bought anything from Afnan. I just kind of focus on the originals more so than the clones these days. Now, there's certain brands, certain Armani fragrances like the Amber Oud line that I just fell in love with. But outside of that, I usually try to go after the originals. Have you tried any of the Sillages, the new or old bottle?
I don't own any Armani for the same reason, well, similar reasons to what you just said, but honestly, Silver Mountain Water it's a good fragrance.
Heard performance is horrible though.
Performance on there's like 3 Creed fragrances that are worth buying anymore. Viking, so I guess 4.
That's what Viking. I was leaning over for. Look right over my headphone. See that red box right over my headphone? That's Viking.
Yep. Viking, Royal Oud, Portugal.
I need Royal Oud. Justin swears by that stuff.
Maybe I guess Green Irish Tweed. I don't know. The 2 bottles that I have for Green Irish Tweed and Bois de Portugal, they're both 2019 batches right before the buyout, and they are
my Vikings 2018.
Fantastic. They are loud as all hell.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't understand, and then I went on the hunt, for 2019 Aventus batches. Forget it.
I got 19S11 is one of the last decent batches from what I'm told. I haven't tried the 2020 and 2021s.
I would have been interested in a 2019 event this only because I have the 2019 other bottles and they were great in my opinion.
So that's actually when Blockbuster was going out of business. I bought that. That's actually a framed painting, not just a poster. I bought that many years ago when Blockbuster in my hometown was going out of business. So shout outs to the Modern Warfare 3 picture. For the French, Diorama was not a success, touted as ordinary. So if that's touted as ordinary, we really need to get over to France, Dave.
I'm telling you. You know what? You know what, too? Actually, you and I would really love it over there because from what I understand, their vintage market is huge in Paris.
Damn, don't tell me that.
Sorry.
Don't tell me that, man.
There's
I have to go now.
There's a few people I chat with on Instagram that are from Paris, and they said the vintage scene out there is enormous. Very big scene there for the vintage stuff.
Because there's so many vintage fragrances I'd love to get my hands on. So Spice Bomb the other week, and I wasn't keen on that after the hype. That's not for everybody. I like it. I respect the original. I always preach try the original first. You know, just like with L'Homme and La Nuit de l'Homme, which La Nuit de l'Homme's originally a flanker of L'Homme. Try L'Homme first. That's the baseline DNA, you know?
The OG Spice Bomb is one of those fragrances to me. There's so much like nostalgia, so many memories associated with that fragrance. It's one that, you know, I feel like I say this on a consistent basis now, but if I ever did like a fragrance video of fragrances I can't live without, believe it or not, that would be one of them. Just based on that.
Fair.
I don't know. And plus, the other thing is like, I love that scent profile.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. If you're a fan of spicy fragrances, it's almost a must-have. It's like a pillar in a collection for a spicy fragrance guy. You know what I mean? If you have one designer spicy fragrance, that's usually a good one to have. Up for a shave, Dave. What's going on?
Oh, what's up, brother?
They call it Homme Ordinaire. There we go. Dior Homme Ordinaire.
Ooh.
So this is my man Dino. Every time he messages me on Facebook Messenger, he ends it with possum holla. He left the possum part out. I don't know. That's his thing. But shout outs to Dino. Have so many I'm interested in. I appreciate you understanding, Matt, because trust me, I get asked a couple of times a week in my comments on my videos. I get asked a couple of times a week. It just looks like a nightmare to go through. It just doesn't seem worth it to me. You know. Guess 1981. Wow, it really punches. I like how you bringing the term back. Punches above its price point. It absolutely does. And that's one that's probably going to be in the rotation next week because since I talked about it in the last couple of days and smelled it, it's making me want to wear it. I like it more than Eros. I do. I have Eros CDP, and I prefer to wear this. You know, I like Eros CDP. It's just because it's darker. It's a little warmer and spicy. It's got, like I've said a million times, the black pepper and the amber make it different enough to where I like it more. Have you tried Guess 1981 Los Angeles, Dave?
I have not.
$20 gold. Bet, in my opinion, if you're only going to buy one Guess fragrance, my opinion, of course, that's the one. Yep. He's about to grab a Guess fragrance.
Will you message me that when we get off of here?
Absolutely.
I don't have a pen down here anymore. Must have taken that to work with me or something.
Let's see. Perform product. I know. Two of the best designer fragrances on the market. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Top 3. No, I mean, it comes down to what you deem inoffensive but still want to smell fresh with. Personally. Dave, what were you about to say?
In regard to Profumo, I know this was discontinued this year, but chances are, just because of how mass-produced and widely distributed
they're still easy to find. They're everywhere.
And chances are you're going to be able to find them for the next, 2 years, I would say. Yeah. You know, it is a safe bet. But if you were thinking about grabbing a bottle, I probably wouldn't wait, you know.
Sooner than later is better.
Yeah, thank God I grabbed Privé when I did, because if I had waited,
Yeah.
even 2 months later.
Because Prada L'Homme Intense will probably dry up before Acqua di Gio Profumo does. Because Acqua di Gio
It's
Profumo
already
was
starting to.
massively popular.
Ross, it's already scarce.
Prada L'Homme Intense?
Yeah.
That sucks, man. That sucks. Yeah, that's another one that's always right within reach. So, got it right here.
It's a lot of. I noticed a lot of the Iris bombs are right within reach. Do you like Iris or something?
I must like Iris, you know. All of the Prada fragrances are right here. All of the Dior fragrances are right here. Yep. That's my favorite designer Iris lines. The Prada L'Homme line and Dior Homme.
Pleasure?
Business Over Pleasure is with a special shelf full of Zaharoff fragrances that you can't see on camera currently. So it's at the bottom shelf right there. Well, this way. So it's blocking it, but it's right there. I have backup bottles of everything. I have multiple bottles of Business Over Pleasure, obviously. The only thing I don't have backup bottles of is Brass and Soul and the Siren, because that just wouldn't have been fair. It was limited run. Can't be selfish and keep multiple. With my fragrance, I would like to think everybody understands why I want to have multiple bottles of the fragrance I've fucking created. I would think that goes without saying. So let's see. Didn't answer the question. So top 3 gym frags for me, my number 1 is First Instinct Blue. For some reason, it just jives with me as the one to wear. It's a little loud in the first 30 minutes, doesn't last but 2 or 3 hours, which I'm at the gym for 3 hours max. That's with doing an hour of cardio. So that's really what I like in a gym scent. I don't want a lot of performance. I do want fresh and clean. I just want to smell clean. Like he was saying, shower gel, fresh out the shower, smell just clean. That's what I go for. It's not necessarily the only way to go with the gym scent. I wouldn't sit here and want to wear a heavy oud rose, or something like that. It's be your own judge kind of thing, because you don't want people being pissed off that you're wearing a certain fragrance, but you also don't want to smell like somebody's musty asshole either. You want to find that balance, because deodorant can only do so much for you. Because once you get to sweating, some people stink really fast when they sweat. Some people, it takes a lot of sweating to get there. Luckily for me, it takes a lot of sweating for me to start having some body odor. So
it's funny, man, because it's the same way with me too. And the funny thing is when I start sweating, I sweat a lot. A lot.
And I wear hoodies to make myself sweat more. It all depends on the intensity, really.
Yeah.
So shout outs from Up for a Shave Dave, telling you hi again.
Guy. The most positive wet shaver on YouTube.
More positive than Mel? That's a close one, huh?
You would have to watch.
I'm gonna have to. So shout out to Up for a Shave, Dave. I'm gonna have to check your content out, because that's a bold statement saying that you're more positive than Melly Mel. Not trying to say anything negative. It's just Melly Mel's like the most positive person I've ever talked to in my life. Mel's a ball of positivity.
Mel, we did that handshake and hug, and I thought he broke every rib in my body. You got to be careful with that guy. I was like,
Mel's intense, dude. Man. He's a high energy guy.
As much as the next person, but my dear God, man, I'm getting old, buddy.
Mel's solid, man. Let's see. What would be a Chanel answer to Dior Sauvage Elixir? Obviously, Bleu de Chanel Elixir. I would think that's coming. I have not heard anything, but I would think that's coming.
I'll be the first one in line for that.
I love the Parfum. Just like with Sauvage. The Parfums were my favorites, and Elixir is now my favorite from the Sauvage line. So if Chanel drops a Bleu de Chanel Elixir, I'm in. I'm going to pay retail just like I did with Sauvage. I'm in.
Should we do like a collaborative first impressions of Bleu de Chanel Elixir?
If it drops, we can. We absolutely can, because I'll probably buy it the day it releases.
Me too.
I'm in.
That is one. I'll request a day off of work.
No, I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, that's up to you. But that's one of those deals where, just like with the Spice Bomb line, man, the day they drop in the U.S., I buy them.
Yeah.
I don't hesitate. The last 3, I paid retail on release date, because I know I'm going to like them. I've got to have it. Don't want to wait. Female co-worker said she would request to work beside me if I wore Boucheron Japur every day. There you go. That's interesting.
What does it look like?
How old is she?
What does she look like?
Because that's a
These are
classic
important
fragrance right there.
things. These are important things, you know?
Yeah. What's the largest ml bottle you own? 200 ml, and I got a few of them for sure. I have Sauvage Parfum 200 ml, Boss Descent Private Accord 200 ml, Boss Number 6 200 ml, Boss Bottled Unlimited 200 ml. I got a bunch, and a bunch. I got several 150 mls. Almost my entire collection of Diorama minus the Parfum are 150 mls, 150 ml. Wanted by Night. I get big bottles on a lot of fragrances, especially if it's something I know I'm going to want to have long term.
Yeah.
I get a big bottle.
It's a funny thing, man. I collect. I like to collect. I try to go after 50 mLs, but oftentimes you see sometimes they only offer a 30 ml. I'll grab 30 ml for me now.
I got a bunch of 30 mLs too.
30 mLs is more than enough for me to get an experience. Then 60.
I got 30 mLs. It's been taking me years to go through.
Well, 100 mLs are the largest size bottles I own, and it's painful.
So here's one for you. Is Profumo as harsh as Profondo? Absolutely not. It's not near as synthetic. It's much more smooth. This is a fragrance that dresses up the best of the line. If you love that scent DNA, you like Acqua di Gio fragrances as a whole, and you want one that works a little better dressed up, something with a collar, Profumo all day long.
And I'm going to throw a wrench into this. Profondo is more on the mass appealing side.
Yes.
So
it's a blue fragrance. It's as blue as they come.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe a middle of the road, like a happy medium, would be Profondo Lights. Would you say?
Yes, because it's still harsh and synthetic, but not as harsh, and it's more green. It's got more herbal components, fresh greens to it. I actually prefer Profondo Lights slightly. Performs a little less, but it smells a little better. For me, anyways. That was one of my favorite designer releases.
It seems like we can never get a 100, like right on, like dead accurate.
Yeah. But that's intentional. That's intentional. That's why because that way they'll give you another release. It's intentional. They leave you wanting something different, so then they bring it, but it's not exactly what you were looking for. You know?
You know what, though? To be honest, man, I was shocked with Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever. Shocked.
I still haven't smelled it.
Oh,
I'm going to get it eventually. I know a bunch of people give me a hard time about it. I'm going to get it. I've heard it's great, grapefruit bomb, the whole nine, and I'm going to get it. I love the line. I usually get the yearly flanker. I just haven't gotten around to getting it yet.
Please tell me you've smelled it.
Nope.
Oh, come on.
That's going to be a blind buy. Yep.
You're killing me.
No, I'm not. You look fine. You're okay. So, no, up for a shave, Dave. We appreciate that.
It's a great one, man. I really enjoyed that.
I've heard.
It's what sucks though about that is I'm nervous about what's going to come next from the brand. You know, that's what makes me nervous because you've hit such a home run at this point. It's like, please don't.
They can only go down. Anytime they have a high, they're destined to go down a level. But that may be by design, to where it's still good but not as good, so you're anticipating the next release again. That's all. It's all by design, because this was so good, you're automatically going to be expecting the next one to be really good, so you're more likely to buy it.
And the funny thing about that fragrance is I literally walked into Macy's. I said, I already know what I want. Do you have Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever? And I said I want it. And they're like, oh, have you smelled it? I said, nope, don't need to. And just picked it. I blind bought it. It didn't even matter.
Well, if I'm at a fragrance counter, I'm gonna smell it first anyway. Why not? When in Rome, you're there. They have testers. Absolutely. Now, do I want them to start jabbering off like they have information to give me that I don't already know? No, I just quietly spray it for me and let me do my thing.
Although, you know where I am going tomorrow?
Where are you going tomorrow?
I am going to Macy's, and I'm putting
the
my
fragrance
nose
destination.
For the first time, the Most Wanted.
I love that fragrance. And look, some people don't like it as much as me, and I mean it's fragrances. It is what it is. It's all subjective, but I love how rich that is. It's Wanted by Night meets Stronger with You, basically. Smells great. And now watch, because I love it so much, you're going to go into it with these high hopes and watch you not like it. There's a possibility.
I'm going to intentionally tell you I don't like it just for the sake of.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will.
You know what I mean?
Ball buster. No, you guys have no idea me and Dave's relationship off camera. We are ball busters. We give each other hell. We absolutely. We don't even call each other by our names without the F word in it usually.
I think also, like, if people knew, if they heard, they'd be like, these guys, like, why are
these guys hate each other?
They don't like each other. Yeah, exactly. One I would like you to get your nose on is Stronger with You. Absolutely.
I was just talking about that at the beginning of this stream, that I'm just going to roll the dice on it. That's going to be the next one I get. I want to get Leather too. I just got Freeze.
Leather
which still it's pretty linear, actually. It still smells pretty much the same as the opening. Honestly, it's the and a quick revisit on Hades. Still very smoky, but the vetiver's creeped in a bit more. It's toned down. This is an acquired taste fragrance. I would give this one like a 6 as well. I waited for it to dry down. It's been hour and 40 minutes, hour and a half since I sprayed it. It's had time to dry down a little bit.
What I will tell you, I'm not going to ruin the experience for you as far as absolutely goes. What I will tell you is do not underestimate its power.
I would say the same about Most Wanted for you.
It's not a beast. Like, to me, it doesn't act like a beast. It's just very, very, very long lasting. That's it. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how the Most Wanted is. It doesn't scream off of my skin, but it's got a pretty stout trail.
I don't know.
I have not tried Dark Vanilla. I have not. Have you tried Dark Vanilla from Montal by chance?
I have not, and I want to, because I'm a huge fan of vanilla.
This man loves vanilla right here. This man loves vanilla.
Oh shoot, we need to talk then.
Yeah, he's been with me he's one of my first 20 or 30 subscribers. He's been with me the whole time. Yeah.
Sugar.
Yeah, we follow each other on all across social media and everything. Well, let me put finger right over his name. We've been together from the start of this.
That's awesome. I love that. That's great. Yeah, I friggin' love vanilla. That's kind of one of those things. Vanilla to me goes hand in hand with tobacco. You know, if vanilla is supported, this is where the difference is between my love with vanilla and tobacco. Vanilla has to be surrounded by other notes that I'm interested in. Tobacco, obviously. You put tobacco in a note listing and I'm already like...
Most people are intrigued immediately, yeah. That's how it works. Tobacco is the most mass appealing, not mass appealing note. Yeah. If that makes sense. It's not a mass appealing, everybody's going to like it note, but it strikes everybody's... Ooh, tobacco fragrance? So H24 smells like I'm ironing my clothes, not my taste. And I can kind of see where you're coming from, minus the heat aspect of ironing your clothes. That damp metal smell. That kind of in linen. That kind of makes sense. I won't be able to unhear that now. Or read it.
Have you ever tried a Sartorio from Penhaligon's Roth?
No, but you and Justin rave about it.
But that has the that vibe to it. Metallic, very fresh. It kind of smells like, but I mean, then again, that fragrance was built around, was inspired by a tailor shop. So they really wanted
the name fits. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they really wanted to evoke that idea.
It does smell like the OG, fresher, weaker, not as warm. Still spicy, not as warm. It has that little bit of bubblegummy opening, but it's definitely not as good. I can see why this got so many mixed reviews. It's definitely not as good as the original.
I didn't care for that nearly as much as the original. And another one that I really need to get to and add to the collection is Intensely. I love Intensely. Intensely's solid.
Most Wanted for me. I love Stronger With You, but I like Most Wanted a little bit more. Personally, like I said, it's like Wanted by Night mixed with Stronger With You. It's and rich, very rich.
And Wanted by Night was fantastic.
We need to go to France. That's all. He just Led Zepp. You're just making me want to go to France more and more.
Oh,
So the first fragrance on my 2022 wish list is Cedrat Boisé Intense. The second is Zaharoff Signature Citrine. Can't wait for you guys to smell that. That's coming in the spring.
You are talking about citrine.
A little bit. George,
Okay.
We've jumped in lives where we both talked about it, so I know I have the blessing. I wouldn't say anything he didn't want me to say, you know?
No, I know. 2022. Honestly, I want to explore things outside of the norm. I'll always do, I shouldn't say always, because I'll never own every single release in a year. It's just not feasible. But
no,
I'll still always have, of course, I'm going to cater it to my taste, what I would like to have from the designer, from the niche world. But I really want to do a lot of exploring of houses that have not been discovered or talked about on YouTube as much as they should, and not worry so much about the quote-unquote hype train.
I don't know where the hell my decan of citrine is. Oh, well, I'll give up. I was going to pull it out on camera, but I got so many decants right here. It's so good. Clementine. Clementine's the main citrus note.
I can't wait. I can't wait for it. Everything that George put his name on is absolute fire. Fire.
Yep.
Fire.
Claude has told me he loves working for George because he's allowed to really be creative and he has no boundaries. George gives him an idea. Here's the premise. Here's what I'd like to do. And Claude just works his magic. Claude's fragrances from George never make it far as modifying from what Claude submits to him initially. They don't modify too much from there. Usually Claude gets really, really, really close and then some with George's idea.
Yeah. Just a little tweak and then you're good to go.
One little tweak maybe, and then a concentration adjustment, trying to figure out the 18, 20, 22% to find the right concentration for the opening and so on. And
I would think
he's so good.
I would think as a business, obviously, I'm kind of trying to tap into George's brain a little bit, but I would think that is very hard to come by. And
he'll be the first to tell you he's lucky to have Claude. And that's a relationship that's been going for over 20 years. They get each other. There's synergy there.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think that would be hard to find,
Strong with you, free, slightly different. Look, it's not bad. I'm not complaining about it. I'll wear it. I'm probably going to wear it, like spray it all over when I take a shower in a little bit. Honestly, I like it. It's much more mass appealing than the original. But the original has so much more depth to it. It really does. A lot more character, a lot more going on. This is very linear. It's a simplified version, if you will. It's toned down greatly. Oof. So I haven't tried Oud Noir. I know people rave about it. I personally love Boss Bottled Oud because it's Boss Bottled plus Oud. It's literally that simple. It is that. And look, it's super synthetic Oud. If you don't like synthetic Oud, you won't like it. But if you love Boss Bottled and you want just a different Boss Bottled, that's what it is. Oud Noir, I've heard, is basically Versace's take on Oud Wood. Have you tried it? Do you have it?
I'm gonna have it. I will have it soon. But no,
have you tried it?
Nor have I smelled it.
Yeah, I haven't smelled it either. I believe the comparisons to Tom Ford's Oud Wood. I believe
it'll probably perform better than Tom Ford Oud Wood.
Maybe about the same, because I have Spirit of Kings. I just talked about it in my Oud video. I have Spirit of Kings Zorak, which is just a niche version of it. And look, it's only like 6 or 7 hours. It's nothing special in performance, but it smells great. It's got that same cleaner medicinal oud smell. It smells just like, I'm telling you, just like Oud Wood. And it's actually cheaper. The 100 mLs are like $120. And that's cheaper than getting a 50 ml of Oud Wood. And it's higher quality, really. So.
I'm glad you brought up your Oud video because I think that, in my opinion, what did you get? 20? Was there 20 or 15?
15. I could have did more.
Okay.
But it was already a 30-minute video.
Yeah. But honestly, if anybody's watching this that's, thinking about dipping your toes into Oud, I think those are, and no matter what your budget is, whether you have the money, a little bit of extra cash flow to grab something niche, or whether you're, looking for designers or you're not sure. If you're not sure which way to go, I would say start with designers, but I would use Ross's video as a guide because you're not going to go into this thing. You could spend thousands of dollars looking for a quality oud fragrance, and I think this is a good stepping stone, a good gateway introduction to oud fragrances, especially from the designer side. Synthetic ouds are used more often than not, in a lot more often than you think. And
especially
I think
Mancera and
is
Montal.
an excellent. Yes.
Well, that was by design.
Gonna,
these are genuinely my 15 favorites because I do like certain things about the certain designers that were featured. In my opinion, Mancera Montal is the best happy medium because it is better quality than the designers, but not challenging natural oud oil that you'll find in the higher end stuff. So I really think Montal Mancera is the answer to all of it, the happy medium from discounters. But there's a little bit of everything in there. There's certain fragrances in that video that if you like that fragrance, you just like oud, Believe
it or not, you know what else is a great one? If you're looking for oud, it is a little bit on the more expensive side. I just saw it today on fragrancebuy.ca. I think it was $125 USD. But Oud Essential by Guerlain is
I've heard good things about that.
Very good. Very, very good. It's,
what type of oud smell would you equate it to?
Maybe, are you talking about like what form of oud?
Yeah, like how does it come across? Does it smell like medicine? Is it medicinal? Is it dry?
I guess it has a slight, I have it right here, I'll spray it in a second, but it has a slight medicinal feel, but with the leather gives it a slight animalic tinge from the leather, which gives you an idea what natural oud could do. But to smooth things out, you have this very pine tree, like fresh pine tree type of smell, reminiscent to like Christmas. It's got your incense in there. It's got rose, little hint of rose, lots of leather.
You're selling me right now.
Lots of oud. And the oud is smoky. It's
that sounds really freaking good.
And the fragrance, honestly, it's so strong. You need about 2 sprays, and you're good. I
might need a bottle of this.
I bought this in funny thing. Like most people go to Disney World with their family, right? To go spend time with their family. Well, I did that, and I bought this. Oud Essential. So I'm going to spray this on a test strip because I'm already wearing some fragrances.
Because I'm plotting on my birthday haul because that's my next fragrance haul next month. So that might have to be in there.
I just sprayed this twice like an idiot. I guarantee you this
can fill the room now.
Smell like this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So slightly medicinal feel, yeah. Yeah, slightly medicinal. Definitely get that pine tree vibe too.
So it's more of a green oud fragrance, green and smoky.
Yeah, fresh tree, like fresh cut. Smells like pine and like pine needles.
Yeah.
Oh man, is this stuff? This stuff is.
That sounds good, man.
It's all hell. It's an easy. Oh, that rose is so beautiful. I believe it smells like it could be Turkish rose.
It's like a fresher rose.
Fresh, slightly musky, but definitely not watery, not jammy. The leather.
You sold me.
I'm getting some of that smoked incense in here.
You have sold me, my friend. I think I'm going to need to get a bottle of that for my birthday haul. Damn it. The list is growing. This birthday haul is going to be $1,000 when it's said and done.
You like a little smoky, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I love incense with oud.
Oh, you're going to love this stuff,
I love incense with oud.
But it's got that fresh wood type smell that you really love about.
Well, what's really selling me is the pine green mixed with all of that. That's different. I like the idea of it, the sound of it. So, and then one other quick oud before we move on, because we stuck on oud here for a minute. Let's give a little brief discussion because I haven't talked Nautica with you yet. My bottle's over there. I'd have to unplug my headphones to go get it. Oh my God, is that such an amazing fragrance? Smoky
You know
oud.
what? You know what? What impressed me, if you, I was telling the great folks at Door,
Yeah.
I felt like
Joe
such
and
a
Adita are
knucklehead.
wonderful.
They're great people. Definitely would love to meet them. Unfortunately, we've chatted a bit through Instagram and such, but this fragrance, man, this is not a first impression video type of a fragrance. And what I mean by that is it's so complex and it's
Mm-hmm.
so well blended and balanced that it's very, very difficult to try to talk about and give you like a descriptive note breakdown of how this smells. It's almost impossible because of how articulately blended this one is.
The thing that impresses me the absolute most about it is A, the type of oud that Claude used, but B, the way the cannabis comes across. It does not smell like weed at
Not at
all.
all.
At
This
all. And the cannabis is distinctive at the same time. It's got that herbal green leaf smell, but it does not smell like marijuana. And the oud is so smoky up top. From the start, it's a smoky, delicate, luxurious oud smell. You know, I was so impressed from the first sniff. I had to have it. I left with a bottle. I had to have it.
But because I would go as far as to say this: is this signature scent worthy?
It could be. It could be. The reason I say that is because it smells of class. If you're somebody that's in that type of profession, or you just have the money to wear a $280 fragrance every day, and you want to smell different from everyone around you, not challenging, but very unique at the same time, I think that could be a signature scent. That's that rare air type of fragrance where you didn't even know you were looking for it. You had no idea you needed it until you smell it. And not just smell it on a test strip, wear it on your skin. Because the test strip does not do justice.
My first day of testing with this, when I gave it my first full wearing of this fragrance, 14 hours on skin.
Yeah, I believe it. It's a 28% extrait. And it's never too loud, but it's a dense cloud. It's a very dense cloud. It lingers. Like George, I was hours into wearing it at dinner, and George was sitting a few feet away from me, and he's like, "I smell you. That smells so good." He said, "Are you wearing Nautica?" I said, "Yep." We were in an Italian restaurant with Italian food. We were at Dantana's, food everywhere, and he's like, "I smell you." He just randomly looking at the menu and goes, "I smell you."
That's George for you, right?
Uh-huh. Let's see. So we're way behind on the comments here. That I do not know. I do not know. I haven't heard anything about it being reformulated. It's a beast. The one I have, Tonka Bean Vanilla Bomb. Let's see. American Traveler. We know an American Traveler, if he's wearing Dior, it's amusing. That's pretty good.
You know what, though? You're not wrong. We're predictable.
Sillage is like vintage Silver Mountain water. I've heard that too. There's a lot of people that swear by it. I just haven't gotten around to trying it. I've had several people ask me about it. Because honestly, Silver Mountain water is a great smell, but for what you're going to spend, from what I hear, it's like 3 or 4 hours these days. I haven't sprayed the real deal on me in a couple of years now. So, and the bottle I sprayed actually performed. It was like 8 hours on my skin, if I remember correctly. I'm not really sure.
Sillage gets about that 6 to 8 hour range. So you're getting double the performance for a fraction of the price. I would probably steer people toward Sillage at that point. Although, if you want another niche alternative to Silver Mountain water,
because I was about to bring up quality, so I'm glad you're saying this because I was going to bring up the quality difference.
Zaharoff, Gentiluomo, something like that. Mephisto.
Mephisto. Yeah, Mephisto.
That is it's very close in scent profile to.
It's got that inkiness
Silver
to
Mountain
it.
Water. It's very close in nature and smell. Personally,
It's a beast too. I've tried it. It's a beast.
I prefer Mephisto Gentle Uomo over Silver Mountain Water, just because it has more of a DNA that I'm familiar with. You know, it's kind of the, you know, that classic Italian man smelling thing without, you know, being overly citrus dominant, you know. Although, I mean, I say that, but I wore Acqua di Parma Colonia Senza today, you know, so.
Excellent choice.
Anyway.
Jazz Club and Red Tobacco, both amazing scents. I completely agree. One much more pungent than the other, obviously.
I am going to wear, so I have like this heated relationship, and it's not a good thing. Back with myself aren't getting along. I actually, it's staring at me right now. I'm going to wear it tomorrow.
Is it giving you a dirty look?
No, I think it understands its place. With the conversation we had earlier, it's not going to step.
Y'all talked it out. Y'all are in a good place.
We're going to see.
Synergy.
We'll see how it does tomorrow. We'll see.
Same scent, but something that lasts an hour longer. So it's probably, let's see, I'm shocked they haven't done anything yet. They may have, and it's just not popular. But I would think they would have put a Virgin Island water clone out by now. I mean, it's not like it's some new fragrance they haven't had time to get around to. Hossman 78, what's going on?
What's up?
Ombre Tobacco. Now, I know you're a big fan of that one. Look right how excited he got. He's been on me about getting this one.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Dave, turn your volume up. Apparently it's not easy to hear you. And your volume has been going in and out from time to time. I've just been kind of bearing with it.
It's probably because every time I move, it probably does something, I'm sure.
So my volume's probably a bit higher though, because I mean he's got earbuds versus I'm you know, microphone and headphone setup. So the audio is going to be different between the two of us, you know.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Ombre Tobacco.
I'll make a statement.
Hit us.
This right here, if you guys are looking for a more niche version of 1 million Privé, this is it.
That's a serious statement.
Has the sweetness, but it's not as bubblegum youthful sweetness. This is more of a grown-up version of that fragrance.
What about the spice?
I love Privé. The spice here is very similar because it kind of goes into that, you know, it kind of has that that apple pie feel. The bergamot gives more of an apple feel, and then that cinnamon. It does remind me personally of apple pie. And then you have the honeyed amber, which comes across as mainly like a honeyed tobacco type of smell.
That makes sense.
Very fresh tobacco. The stuff is just beautiful. It's kind of one of those things where it's a crowd-pleasing tobacco smell. Mm-hmm. It's not. I can't see. I can see how people wouldn't like this because I mean it is on the
I've heard some good stuff, you know? Not just from you.
In the air, forget it. People love the way that this stuff smells. And I will say this, you could spray this liberally. You don't have to worry about it. The best value, though, best bang for your buck is to grab the 100 ml because it's $35 more than the 50 ml. So price per mil is cheaper, and it's just a few bucks more. 100 ml.
Bottle. And now, comparatively to Owajan, I don't know if you have Owajan or have smelled it. So I can't compare because I haven't smelled that, but I have a decant of Owajan. So on the other side of the coin, I can't compare.
I was going to be a wise guy and say, why don't you send that decant over and I'll see, but you could
I'll hurry up and run it over to you several states over, keep the live going. That way you could do it on camera. So there was indeed a shave soap. If you go to Gentleman's Nod's website, they still have a little bit available. It's available through them and a few of their distributors. I don't know how many sets are left exactly. I haven't spoke to Chris about it in a little while, but I know they're just about out of stock on it. They're getting close to it anyways. I don't know the exact count, but they do have the aftershave and the shave soap still available. It translated very well to a shave set. It's what I use the most, for sure. Even though Brass and Soul, because of the soapy nature, I think translated the best of the three, I still use Business Over Pleasure the most.
What I do want to say to kind of piggyback off the the gentleman's nod thing here is behind all my fragrance stuff is stacks upon stacks of shape soap. I support probably over 20 artisans within my collection. It's just as large as my fragrance collection. Gentleman's nod for me, in terms of quality alone, stands, and I've been consistent with this in the past 3 years. Quality. Their quality is just...
Yeah, they make some good stuff, man. Their products are really good.
Ridiculous.
And then I actually lather on my head out of the puck. I puck lather, so it works. It translates well for me. I don't have to lather in a soap bowl or anything with it. It actually, as long as I have just the right amount of wetness in the brush and a little bit of water on my head, I'm good. It'll lather up just fine. Gentleman Boise, really like it. I was thinking about getting Givenchy EDP. Not redundant. Reason being, just because they share iris doesn't mean they're the same, because Gentleman EDP is creamy, balmy iris and sweet, whereas Boise is spicy and woody. I actually did a battle video between the two. If you're interested in going check it out, so you can really get inside my head on what I feel about the two. Both great fragrances, but not super redundant. A little redundant, sure, but I mean, if you have a decent sized collection and you don't mind a little bit of similarity, sure. But there's enough differences to make it not so redundant. Have you tried Boise?
You just sold me on Boise. I need to have it. There you go.
Yeah, it's more spicy and woody. It doesn't have that creaminess of EDP.
That's right up my street. Anything, I love spicy, smoky, woody.
Now, it doesn't perform as well. It's more of an average performer. Just know that. For me, anyways, 5, 6, 7 hour range. If you're okay with that,
Perfect. That's fine.
That's sweet spot kind of stuff for me,
Yeah, same here. I don't mind, the loud fragrances, but these days, man, if I could get like 6 to 8, I'm cool with it. I don't need everything to be this like. We've talked about this before so many times, but I don't need to be. I don't need everything to be a beast, and I'll leave it there.
CK Man. Nope. No, I have not. Product carbon for the gym. I mean, you can. I wouldn't go more than 2 sprays personally, because if you go to 5, 6, 7 sprays on that one, that can get to projecting pretty heavy, even though you don't smell it, my opinion. But hey, if nobody's complaining, it smells great. As mass appealing as they come.
Why not something a little bit, more deep, a little bit more spice to it, but still would be nice and light and airy for the gym? Would be Luna Rossa Sport, in my opinion. But again, 2 to 3.
I like the O Sport in that situation, because it's fresher, doesn't perform as well. You know what I mean? The O Sport personally is the route I would go, but that's just my taste. Sweat and Heavy, that's goes into Prada Luna Rossa O Sport, the lighter scents, personally. City Rhythm Fragrances Rhythm was actually designed for that, for higher intensity workouts where you still smell nice and fresh and clean. It lasts a long time. Sweat's not going to wash it off because it's 50% oil concentration. That's actually right there, right next to those tubes. You can see the blue bottle sticking out right where my finger's at. So that one's actually really good for the gym. Let's see. Holy shit, that's a big bottle. 8-ounce bottle of Polo. Costco find.
Damn.
That's serious right there. Jeez.
Do you like Polo Green or something?
Yeah. I don't spray my beard, because that's just begging for anosmia and olfactory fatigue. Dave, do you spray your beard by chance?
Hell no. The only reason why is because it's not the ingredients that are in fragrances are not good for beard hair at all. That's why I won't.
Dry it out really quick. Let's see. So we got to catch up. We're way behind on comments. Here we go. 5 sprays of Drakkar. Sweaty shirt will drive the ladies crazy.
Ha!
Make the girls go wild.
Fantastic. I'm excited for Drakkar Noir Intense.
I'm actually interested about that one, because the original I was never a big fan of, but I'm definitely willing to give the new one a try. I have a feeling it may fix the things I didn't like about. I don't know, because I love barbershop fragrances, but for some reason that's one of those barbershop fragrances I never really cared for. Like I said recently, I had a 30 ml many years ago when I was much younger, And I don't know, it never made me want to rebuy it again. I don't get excited when I smell it. It's not nostalgic for me or anything like that. But the new one intrigues me. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'll definitely give it a chance, you know.
Now, look at this comment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you own
So
any PAA stuff?
I don't. I know of them. I'm very familiar with them. I spend so much on fragrances that my artisan shaving company purchases tend to suffer. I don't buy near as
Okay.
much because I have so much stuff between the two that I haven't bought any artisan shave products in a while now. I'm still because I still default to my gentleman's not business over pleasure shave set so much, and
Yeah, sure.
from
Sure.
time to time I'll do a budget shave with Razzle Rock Emperor, you know, because I want to smell like a Ventus or something. My last shave
Sure.
was Citron Del Mar Alexandria fragrances, and with Ariana and Evans.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I mix it up here and there, but I just have so much, and I don't shave every day. If I was an everyday shaver and I didn't have a big beard and stuff, I'd probably spend more. It just takes me so long to go through a shave soap and an aftershave splash, you know, especially when I have a splash that's got a really good restrictor on it, like it should. It goes a lot further, you know.
So I would say if you're just going to use, because Douglas from PAA offers eau de parfum, he offers sprays as well. But if you're going to exclusively wear the aftershave, I wouldn't consider it.
It's not going to last long enough.
Oh, you'd be surprised. It has some scary, scary power. But
really,
it would be more so, yeah, it would be more so a fragrance replacement. That's going to be something that lasts on skin probably a good 6 to 8 hours, and it's super powerful. But it's powerful because it's so close to your nose too. So you have to take that into consideration. You're definitely going to leave a scent cloud. I wouldn't say I would choose that over a fragrance. I love the brand. I love the people behind the brand, but I reach for their soaps the least amount if I'm shaving in the day versus when I'm shaving at night, because I do want my fragrance to be the star and not my aftershaves, if that makes sense.
That was very well put. That makes complete sense. Everything you had to say, and I'm the same way. I don't want. That's why I typically shave at night, because I don't want my fragrance to be overtaken by my aftershave, and I don't want to have be. I guess you could say feel like I'm being forced to blend the proper fragrance with the aftershave, even though that's not necessarily the fragrance I would have wanted to wear in the first place. You know what I mean? Whereas if it's at night, I just, you know, give it 30 minutes, let it wear down a little bit, and I spray whatever the hell I want. I'm not going around anybody anyway. It doesn't matter, you know?
Right.
That way I can try to get my
say,
fragrance to overpower it, you know?
I will say you probably could find something, because Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, their Gondolier scent is like 94% to Mont Blanc Legend.
Fierce scent profile. Can't go wrong there.
No, it's great stuff. I actually, Ross, I hate to cut this short. I have to get running. I have some
by all
chores
means,
to
bro.
do.
I'm probably going to shut it down here pretty soon, too. It's been 2 hours and 18 minutes. I'm going to go through a few more comments and everything, and I'll probably shut it down as well, man. I appreciate you jumping in and come and talk fragrances and shaving products and beards and all the cool shit we talked about.
Yeah, you guys were great, too. Thank you for all the questions and stuff. There were
great questions. Great questions.
Fantastic questions in there. So I appreciate you, brother. Let's catch up soon.
Absolutely. And guys, we'll have Dave back on real soon. I'm starting to do these lives a lot more. I'd like to do at least 2 a week. I've done 3 this week. It's something that as the community expands, the live streams are becoming more popular. People want the interaction. So, you know, got to give the people what they want. The live streams are the way to go these days, you know?
Guys, between you and me, listen, he's probably going to have me on more than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So get used to me coming here more.
And by all means, if you have not checked out Callie's Groom Room, go check him out. Check out his content. If you like what you see, give him a sub. Because for those of you that hung around and listened to him this whole time, you clearly like him enough anyway. Go give him a subscribe. So
that's the one thing about us. You get the 2 of us starting, we won't stop.
Yeah, we just get to chat, and when we get on the phone, we talk for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So
that's like a short conversation, too.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming jump on, Dave. Thank you, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the invite. Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Have a good one, brother.
You too, bro.
Well, that was awesome to have Dave on. Somebody to go back and forth with and jump on the questions with. I'm gonna try to catch up on the comments with you guys, and we'll probably shut it down here in the next 10 or so minutes. But let's see. Fresh out the shower, and my out of shower fragrance is Nautica Voyage. That and Cool Water Wave are my favorites, and Light Blue Forever. So that might be part of my birthday haul is Light Blue Forever, because a lot of people have been on me about getting that one. And as you saw Dave's reaction, you haven't smelled it. I get that a lot, because most of my fragrances I blind buy. Now, I do sample a lot more niche stuff, obviously, but when it comes to designers, most of the time I roll the dice. You guys know me. I like to blind buy. My motto is I blind buy so you don't have to, you know. But great choices out the shower. Le Male Le Parfum, I have not tried. I've heard it's great. I've heard it's a very good fragrance. Christopher Claus, thank you for stopping in. Let's see. In the Navy. That's an underrated aquatic version of Eros, basically. It smells like Eros with some aquatic aspects to it. I have not smelled Midnight in Paris. I have not. And it's so expensive these days. It's been discontinued for years now. I may never smell it. Let's see. And God, I stopped for about 20 years. I only have a few years back to get into it again. Yeah, it's look, if you have the collector mentality with anything, it can be terrible for your bank account. That's absolutely very true. Stray Fire in the House, another one of my original subs from the very beginning of the channel. What's going on, my man? One vintage fragrance you don't have, but you would love to get your hands on. That's tough. Because I have most of the vintage that I even care about in the first place. But honestly, if I could get my hands on as old of a bottle as I can of Eau Sauvage from Dior, the classic Citrus Fougere. I mean, I have a newer bottle, but I'd love to get as old of a bottle as I can. Even with the citruses being spoiled up top, I think the greens would still be just so rich in the heart. And I think that would just be such a good fragrance to have, because the quality of oils for designers back then were totally different from what they are now. The synthetics were nothing like it is now. It was all natural oils back then. All right. Noir Extreme. I would give that a solid 7.5. That's a very good fragrance. I'm not going to call it great, because I would consider 8 and above great. 7.5 is very good, according to the way I rate things. Very, very good fragrance. Gourmand, spicy. It's very attractive to the ladies for sure, and it performs pretty well. It's a very, very good fragrance. I've had a decan of it. I have a carded sample of it currently. I've smelled it countless times. I just haven't gotten around to buying a bottle. I do plan on getting it eventually. There's so many things I plan on getting. It's unreal. I agree. Most wanted over Stronger With You OG. Yeah, and look, not by a large margin, because I love Stronger With You, but definitely I prefer it over the two. Cool Water Parfum, I've yet to smell. I've heard it kind of smells like Prada Luna Rosa Carbon, which I'll naturally like it because I love Prada Luna Rosa Carbon. That's another one I need to get my hands on that's been out for a while. I just haven't gotten around to buying. Dylan Blue versus Atlantique. We actually answered this one earlier in the stream. I choose Aqua Atlantique over Dylan Blue personally. I do enjoy Dylan Blue, but for my taste, Aqua Atlantique's just a better all-around fragrance. It just so much better. So the community tab wasn't active on that channel back then because I wasn't over 1,000 subscribers when that was a thing. Yeah, that got given away a long time ago. Long time ago. The TG Retro Style Bar Soap in collaboration with, why am I drawing a blank right now? Hagwood Soap Company. I don't know why I was drawing a blank. Yeah, it was a while back. The community tab doesn't open up for a channel until you surpass 1,000 subscribers. Back then, I only had 200 or 300 subscribers, so there was no community tab. And I never announced giveaway winners in a community tab anyway. I always pin the winning comment, just like I do in these fragrance giveaways. I pin the winning comment and reply to the comment to alert the winner, because just tagging somebody doesn't seem to work. I used to do it that way, so it's been a long time I've been doing it this way now. I just pin the comment, reply to the comment with winner and trophies, and put, please email me to verify identity and set up shipping. And I put my email address, and I usually get emailed pretty quickly that way. It seems to work a lot better than posting it in the community tab because it alerts the winner directly. Vince Camuto Oud. No, I have not tried that one yet. That is on the list. Smoked Oud. Random Ass Fragrances out. I appreciate you. Come and jump in, my man. Kajal Homme 2, and Lamar. Man, that's a good lineup right there. That's a damn good lineup. That 2 of those 3 are my top 2. Kajal Homme and Lamar are my top 2 from the house. Homme 2 still makes the top 5, but it's not in the top 3 like here. For me, if you like florals, Kajal EDP, though marketed for the ladies, is a great fresh fruity floral. It does have a lot of rose, but it's got more iris than rose. Bunch of citrus up top. But if that doesn't entice you, I would say look for Warday. It's the namesake for the Warday collection. It's piney green. It's got this tart black currant fruitiness up top. It's got an absinthe freshness up top, a little bit of a boozy, lime boozy type of smell. It's very, very intoxicating. Performance is crazy on it, and it's a unique smell. A very pleasing and attractive like gear. I like to wear it to dinner when I do wear it. It's good for the cold, but I like to wear it for the evenings more so. That's a great one to try. Let's see. About to go eat sushi and hit the town. Rocking the Most Wanted. God damn, I smell good. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, Cedrat Intense has oud, and that's one of the things that excites me the most about it, because that's going to darken it up a bit. That's why I'm so excited for that fragrance. Le Parfum, as I mentioned before, haven't tried. Which fresh fragrance does extremely well in the cold? Pretty much all blue fragrances, and unless they're a light blue fragrance. And what I deem different from light blue to blue is light blue is going to be the much fresher, geared specifically for hot weather blue fragrances. Basically, light blue colored juices for the most part seem to fit it. But anything that's just mega fresh, not so much. Whereas a blue fragrance kind of works year round. In all situations, they may have a little bit more spice. They may have a little bit more sweetness than a light blue fragrance. Something along the lines of Aqua Essenziale Blue from Salvatore Ferragamo. It's not as fresh, but it's definitely the time of year when I like to wear it more. And it's pretty affordable for the most part, performs pretty well. And another really good freshie, any of the Chrome line, Chrome Extreme and Chrome Aqua, great for this time of year if you want something really fresh. They still perform pretty well. They're a little bit different. They have a bright freshness to them. Chrome Aqua's got this minty green quality, whereas Chrome Extreme is super aquatic, but still very powerful to cut through the cold. That's some good ones for the cold weather, in my opinion. Stacks in the house. Hell yeah. They went to Walmart and came back still going. Yeah. Yeah. I'm about to wrap it up, my man. I'm just trying to catch up on the comments. I don't want everybody to go unanswered. You know, I'm not going to go through every single comment because I'm trying to catch up. Boise reminds me of a designer Leighton. That's an interesting comparison because I don't get much sweetness in there, whereas I get a ton of vanilla in Leighton, and I don't get any menthol geranium smell in Boise either. So that's an interesting comparison, Jay. LOL. Double gulp size. Nice buy. Parfums Vintage. I haven't tried anything from them. He owns Pineapple Vintage Intense and Alpine Winds, and they are awesome. Okay, Iconic Stream. I appreciate that. It was nice to have Dave on, you know. Shout outs to Dave. Yeah, Dave's a very cool dude. I agree. I love Dave. Dave's salt of the earth. Are you not entertained? Great stream. Thank you, Hoss, man. I appreciate that, brother. He's cool. Setup. Boise is that work. I agree. It's really good stuff. If you like spicy woody iris, or it's spicy woody iris sounds good to you, it's worth trying. You can get them for a decent price, $50, $60 range, depending on where you can find them. Like I said, performance is average, slightly above average, depends on how it reacts on your skin, really. I mean, you might be one of those people that gets online and talks about 20 minutes from a fragrance. It's another topic for another time. Maybe Justin will do a skit on that one. Let's see. One of the best, cheapest barbershops I own, great performance, is Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. Now, I haven't smelled that one in many, many years. And I see it all the time. I need to just break down and grab a bottle. I'm sure that's something you guys wouldn't mind seeing. Because, like I said, it's been, I was a kid the last time I smelled that. Yeah, eight ounces is definitely 3 lifetimes worth of polo green. I agree. True OG, bless you. Appreciate you, Joker. Joker's been around since the beginning of the channel too. So Momo, apparently every couple of minutes you were putting this comment. So that's like the third or fourth time I've seen it. Let's see. A great day, Joker. Appreciate you, man. I've never smelled Gucci Envy. Gucci, it's one that's eluded me. Al Rehab. I have a silver, and I used to not like it, but it grew on me. It grew on me. It's decent. I mean, you get it for less than $10. It's okay. It's not one I wear that much. It's been a long time since I've wore it. I still have a bottle of it. Let's see. Sammy Andrus in the house, my main man. Zane. Great stream. Keep up the hard work. Love the content. The Cartoon Kid, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tyler Woody asked for something from Christmas from the in-laws. No, I have. This is God. Apparently, I need to try Le Male Le Parfum because this live chat has been riddled with people asking me about it. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the birthday haul. So be on the lookout late January for my first impressions on Le Male Le Parfum. You guys in this stream have solidified that for me that I need to get it. So I appreciate you guys. And then the final comment, and then we'll shut it down. Gentlemen EDP or Club Black. So that's not really a fair comparison because one is a creamy iris and the other is an amber vanilla. So they're two totally different scent profiles. Granted, they can kind of do the same job. It depends on what you want to wear it for. If you like iris, Gentleman EDP, but if you want something a little more mass appealing, Club Black. Honestly, for the cold, both great though. Have a good rest of your evening. Great stream. Thank you, Mac. I appreciate great questions too. Thank you, man. Prada Black or Givenchy EDP? I still lean Givenchy EDP because I like iris so much, but Prada Black is different. If you want unique is the way to go. It is the way to go for some people. Prada Black would be that. Prada Luna Rossa Black. It has this odd Play-Doh smell that goes into this powdery amber. It's different, but it's very attractive. Recommend Parfums de Marley Layton. Yes, I would recommend sampling first because it seems to be more polarizing than I originally thought, especially with Dave saying how he just felt like he wasted money blind buying it. Definitely try before you buy because, like Dave said, that Vicks Vapor Rub smell from the geranium, that's a real thing. You will smell that up top. But I personally love it. I've gotten many compliments with it. I love how it smells on me. I like it better than any clone of it. But definitely try before you buy because you may end up hating it. Even though tons of people like it, not every fragrance is for everyone. I did for a little bit. Once I announced I was shutting it down, we went from like 90 people down into the 60s. So I did for a little bit, but I appreciate you, Mr. Clean. Awesome. Thank you, Saku. I appreciate that. Vicks Vapor Rub 100. Bubba Lugga Chug. What a name. That's an interesting name. Well, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down here. We're a little over 2.5 hours. Thank you, everybody that joined the stream, whether you came in, came back, came in for just a minute, stayed for 2.5 hours, whatever the case. Shout outs to Dave for coming on here. Make sure to check out Callie's Groom Room if you haven't checked Dave's channel out before. Great guy, as you can see. Great wealth of knowledge on the shaving side and for fragrances. He's more men's grooming as a whole, not just fragrances. And I appreciate everybody for stopping in. We're going to go ahead and shut it down. And be on the lookout. Definitely click the bell so you get notified when I do these streams because I'm going to start doing at least 2 a week if I can. Usually midday. I'm not really an evening streamer, so if you have time during the day, I'll maybe try to squeeze one in on the weekends. Joe in the house. Joe, you didn't have to do that. If you would have got here earlier, I would have had you come on, man. I had Callie's Groom Room. Dave Callie was on here earlier, and I was waiting to see you pop up. I was going to see if you wanted to come on. We're actually wrapping it up right now, my man. You definitely did not have to do the super chat. I do appreciate you. Based on the comment, I want to believe you've been here for a little while. I wish you would have said something, man. I would have had you jump on. Next time, just hit me up. Will do. I actually, when I started this stream, I was anticipating you showing up because I don't want to just drop the link and let every Tom, Dick, and Harry with no picture wanting to troll click the link. Whoever wants to come on that I know can absolutely come on. Juan, Joey, you, anybody that would have popped in wanting to hop on. We could have had a few guys on screen. Maybe next time we will. I'll definitely hit you up next time. I'm going to come on live and we'll talk about some random topics, which you will probably talk AEW at some point. Me and you are some big AEW wrestling marks. But I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Be on the lookout for the weekly rotation. Tomorrow, check out my 15 favorite oud fragrances video that's previous before this one. If you haven't checked it out, if you're interested anyways. And see you guys next time. Have a good one.